Oh my gosh, welcome back. Can you believe it? The tables have turned. Not really, they actually just progressed. I'm actually very shocked because I didn't plan on streaming today because I have a race. I have to go to a track tomorrow at 7 a.m. Talladega and get inside a NASCAR race car and go in circles 200 miles an hour. So, but I was told today that I was a nobody and had nothing going on in my life, which is interesting. That's how these things usually play out, to be honest. And usually the people saying those things are people that are agoraphobic and can't even leave their house without having a panic attack. But let's ignore all that. So I didn't plan on streaming, but I saw something pretty disturbing. So I edited a clip together. It was like a minute and a half, and I posted it on X, as one does, you know? Well, it went quite the viral, which unironically, there's very rare moments where you think something's going to go viral. I knew it immediately because when I was editing it together, my jaw was on the floor because I was like, holy fuck, this is unbelievable shit right now. Well, our boy, TheQuartering, who for some reason keeps making everything worse. It's insane to me because at the end of every stream, I'm like, all right, now TheQuartering's going to slow down. He's going to get off Twitter. It's going to be fine. And we won't be able to talk about it anymore. And that'd be a good thing. We can all take a break and he can readjust. And then the next day comes and that doesn't happen at all. It's very, very interesting shit. So that being said, TheQuartering said he was going to take a break off of Twitter. It lasted 20 hours until he came back and the first thing he did was respond to me. Respond to me. All right. Hey, look, he's in the chat. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, brother? You watching today? All right. We got Jeremy. Everybody say hi to Jeremy in chat. How you doing, brother? You're doing well. He's here himself. Look at it. Hold on. Where is he at? I gotta play this for you, Jeremy. Look at this. Look at this fucking song, bro. Straight up masterpiece, brother.
A bulletin from me to you, a bullhorn right out of the blue, a bullet right into your brain, in bullet points that will explain. I'm bulldozing the bullshit now. Those bullies say that I'm a cow. They're gonna find the bulwark raised. Best believe it's my final phase. Blue, the color of the sky today. Blue, the tears.
Look, it's just a joke, brother. Look, Jeremy. Look. No, I'm not giving him the link. What the hell? I ain't letting him to come on fucking drunkenly be wild. Look. So here's the whole issue, man. It's not a big deal. Like I've said this for the last couple of streams. I'm like, man, if call me a cuck and I'll be like, hell yeah, brother. And that would be the end of it. But I don't know why. You keep giving all of us a juicy fucking concurrent viewers talking about this shit. It's wild. But we're going to go over it, Jeremy, and I hope you enjoy it, man. And welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. All right. So, anyways, let's continue. Big shout out to Billy. He says, skibby-dibby-doo. Dooby-dooby-doo. Looking for you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, Billy. Giga Todd Howard says, how was your weekend? It's good, brother. It's going good. It's going to get better. Thank you, buddy. Billy. Oh, shit. The man himself's here. He's here. Welcome, Jeremy. All right. It's a big deal. What did he say to Craig yesterday? If he brought Craig on, it was the opportunity of a lifetime. Damn, brother. All right. Okay. All right. The opportunity of a lifetime is at our doorstep, boys. All right. So let's cover what's going down, bros. So Jeremy took a break, which I think everybody agrees that's a great thing to do. Like, hey, man, just fucking step off, chill out, brother. Don't make this worse. Because one of those things where if you dig in a little, we saw it with Nick, you dig in a little, you start fighting back, everybody goes harder and harder and harder and harder. And all I'm doing is just showing clips of him talking. So, and that's all it really takes. You know what I'm saying? So, but it didn't last very long. So we're gonna jump on that, and we're gonna cover a few things first that was kind of is a preface to this. It's a preface. Craig was right. No, I mean, no, Craig's a really reasonable, like, level-headed dude, I look up to Craig. He's always been really good to me, and he's always given me some, like, really, really good advice. And he's messaged me when I had something working. He's like, how's it going, buddy? I hope it's doing well. And I'm like, thank you, man. So, at any rate, yesterday I tweeted this, right? It's, oh, God, it's so far down here, Jeremy. God. All right, here we go. So this is, like, the biggest kind of, like, holdout for me in this whole kind of deal is, hey, Wooly Cock. Hey, what's up, brother? Hey, dude. Thank you, man. Look at that bad boy right there. Look at that. Listen. Hold on. Where is it at? Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Thank you, man. Cock-a-doo-doo-doo. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you for Red Boy, man. I love you, dude. So here's the sticking point for me, because there's things that can be actually really serious here. So Jeremy has stated people are going after his family. That's a fucking bad thing. That's a shitty thing. Like on their end, not Jeremy's end, right? If that's actually happening. So I'm thinking to myself, well, that's pretty fucked up. Now, to be fair, I think most creators had something like that in their past. I know I have. And, you never like to see that. But what stuck out to me yesterday is, where'd it go? This right here. Thank you again, Willie. Appreciate you. It's this right here. Where'd it go? God, I'm booming. There it is. So somebody was like, why don't you just take a break, brother, and chill the hell out? Right? You're making it worse. And Jeremy's like, it's fun for me. And I thought to myself, I was like, wait a second. What do you mean it's fun? What do you mean? What do you mean it's fun? Because if people are harassing your family and your co-host's family and everybody else, which is a bad thing, a truly awful thing that we shouldn't have happening, why would you, quote unquote, what did Jeremy say? He said, kick the hornet's nest. Why would you kick the hornet's nest and encourage this behavior that is a catalyst to lead to something like that, apparently and allegedly, but then say the reason I'm doing it is because it's fun for me? So is it fun for you? Is it fun for your co-host? Who is it fun for? Because I don't think it's very fun. I've been in that shit before. I don't think it's very fun at all, man. I've been swatted several times and it sucked, so I wouldn't want to encourage that behavior. And that's kind of what it kind of came full circle with me, right? It came full circle. I'm like, okay, if you're causing the people to come after your family, which it kind of looks like it is, shouldn't you stop doing that shit? That sucks, because your co-hosts don't deserve that. Their families don't deserve that shit. If it's happening, then why would you kick the hornet's nest? Because it's fun, right? That's what stuck out to me. So Mudahar released a video. Holy shit, Mudahar released. That's pretty wild. Now, I will say I saw Mudahar tweet like a week ago. He said, how's everyone's weekend working on a movie? And no one in the comments understood what he's talking about. And I was like, oh my God, he's making a movie. And now his video was kind of rehashing everything that was going on. So it was, it was a solid video. So we'll pull that up here soon. But thank you, Willie. I appreciate you for your Red Boy. Thank you so much for that giant super chat. Appreciate you. Wayne's the Shoe says, what bull poop was that animated opening? It's funny. It's actually a really catchy song. Emil, thank you, brother, for becoming a member for 4 months. I appreciate you guys. All super chats appreciated. Love you, dudes. Appreciate you guys for supporting my dumb small ass. My small irrelevant ass. All right. So at any rate, I saw this unnerving, strange ass clip, and I put it together, and I posted it. And Jeremy took his break from Twitter to say that it was totally fine. Totally normal behavior. Totally normal behavior. Now, look. That's a perspective thing. But from mine, and I think a lot of other people will agree, I don't think it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this is normal. Look, I'm not being like, I'm a dude. I was on Tinder. I hung out with a lot of girls back in the day. I've been to clubs. I've been to Vegas. I've done all these things. Okay? I've done all these things. All right? And, I've talked about super degenerate shit on my channel. But I've always been very open about me being kind of a degenerate, for years. Now I'm less like that nowadays because I'm old. But I've talked about it before, right? I've had Tinder streams with Zia and talked about all our stories, dating stories. Yeah, we've done all that shit. But the issue is if people was like, Cody, you're a degenerate, I say yes. And that's the end of it. I don't say, how dare you, and flag the channel, right? And that's where this giant disconnect is, I think. Now, I'm going to play this video for you guys that I edited together. And I'll put a poll up. That'll be fair, I think. I'll put a poll up to see what you guys think. But TheQuartering responded to this saying it's absolutely, completely normal behavior. Now, for context for this clip here, I have never in my life, I'm almost 40 years old, okay? I have never in my life followed people around, filmed them in a public place, and talked about how hot they were, and said things alluding to having sex with them or if they were fuckable around their children. I don't fucking know about you guys. I've never done that. I've never had a want to do that. I've never even remotely, I haven't even thought about it, right? To be fair, I haven't thought about it. You know what I'm saying? So, what's up, kid? Appreciate you. Kid Michael Bear. Love you, buddy. You make my days bright. Love you. Been watching you milk the cow all week. It's been fun, man. You know, there's not much to talk about nowadays. Thank you. I got really political fatigue. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm tired of it. Tired of it. It's like every other day, we're going to abolish income tax. And I'm like, I doubt it. You're just trolling my ass. You're trolling me. I'm getting trolled. All right, here we go. So let's check this video out, and then we'll move on. And we'll go to the Jeremy's response, and then we'll go to Mudahar, and then we'll have a good ass time. So thank you guys all for getting us close to that naked snake. I know we're already a third of the way there. Thanks to old Willy. Appreciate you, brother. Love you, dude. All right, here we go. So this is the video. So I posted this. Now, for context, this video is a couple years old, to be fair to Jeremy. Now, I don't know what that means, but it means something to Jeremy. So let's play this real quick and let you guys take a gander at it. All right. Now, a little bit more context. It seems as though, from what I can decipher, that his chat, it might be encouraging him to like walk around filming people. I don't really know because I can barely read the chat. I think the most important thing is actually doing it. It's kind of weird. All right, you tell me. We'll play it. You tell me in the chat. We'll put up a poll, and then we'll move on. We'll look at the response, and then we'll move on.
If I did see a girl in a chainmail bikini, you know, we would have got her on camera. Here's a MILF. And we got, oh boy, we got a thick girl right there, boys. Rawr. Oh, here's another one. This is in Bristol, Wisconsin. Ooh, her cup overflows. She's a little bit old, but she overflows. Adam Racehorse, the super chats will blot out the sun. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And you can kind of see people like looking back and being like, what the hell is this giant dude? And, you know, PDH brought up a great point earlier when I showed her this, because I was like trying to get a female's perspective, right? I was like, what do you think about this, PDH? Like, what do you think about this? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, what does he look like? And I'm like, oh, I think he's like 6'4". Like a real big, like kind of overweight dude, you know? And she's like, yeah, that would be fucking terrifying if there was a giant fucking man walking behind me saying stuff and filming me, because that stature of a person makes the situation threatening. Now, I'm not saying he did anything, you know, that I'm saying it makes it threatening for a female. That's the female perspective, boys. That's just what I'm putting out there. So anyways, here we go.
MILF, yeah. She's keeping it tight. You know she DTF. She got kids. Yeah, boy. Here you go. Oh, wow. Excuse me, officer. I know it looks bad, but somebody paid me $20 to do it.
So that's kind of the clip. So I saw that, and I edited it together really quickly in like 2 seconds. And I was like, that's pretty fucking weird, man. It's kind of uncomfortable. So I just posted it. And yeah, it went insane. And then Jeremy responded to it. So we'll pull that up in a second. Let me hit the super chat. It's a pink boy. Yeah, or it's like, look, now let's put some context to this. Okay. You know, Jeremy's, I think he's pretty intoxicated in that clip. It's one thing. I don't know for sure. It just sounds like, you know, I don't know. Another thing is, you know, fuck. I don't know. Let me read the super chat. Buy my shit emoji, brand shit emoji. By the way, good luck on your race tomorrow. Thank you, brother. Well, we have practice and qualifying tomorrow, kind of technically. But the race is Saturday. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, dude. Where's my car? Appreciate you, brother. For $20. All right, man. $20 is $20, brother. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, at any rate, people were defending it, saying that it wasn't illegal. Yeah, I never said it was. And I don't necessarily know or think it's illegal. I'm not a lawyer or an expert in law. That's not really the point. The point is it's kind of fucking weird. You know, that's kind of like my take on it. It's kind of fucking weird. Right? Now, leave it at that. It's whatever. But then Jeremy responded and said, it's totally actually normal guy behavior. And I was like, whoa, hold on, dude. I'm a guy. I'm a guy, bro. I've never even remotely thought about that. I've never in my life done this. Maybe when I was 15 and went to the mall and there were other girls my age, and I was like thinking to myself, damn, yeah, what's up? You know, but not like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Thank you, dude. I love you. Appreciate you. One says, what are the oranges for? I will give Jeremy props for, he put out a short today that was actually him talking the whole time. I was like, oh shit. He's been proving. Giga Todd Howard says, I finally understand the ick. Thanks, Jared. Appreciate you, brother. Demon of Cybertron. That's some PDF shit. Well, I mean, he was only commenting on the adults, so I wouldn't go that far. PS2 Chopper, thank you. Love you, buddy. Appreciate you for your constant memberships. I appreciate you, brother. I love you, man. I appreciate you. All right. So here we go. Let's continue. All right. Still Trap. Where'd you go? Shit. StreamYard. So far away. So Still Trap says, as I said in a reply to your tweets, this is Bristol Ren Fair. I attended to 100 times. It's not acceptable behavior. I hope that BRF sees this and bans him from attending. Well, now I don't know if he goes there regularly. Okay. I don't know if he goes there regularly or anything. This is like he said. He said the video's years old. So take that as you will. So all right. So at any rate, so he responded to you, boy. He responded to your boy. Oh yeah, I have it bookmarked. And we'll read this, and then we'll give you guys give me your take on that. All right, boys. By the way, we're already a third of the way, Naked Snake. Insane behavior in the chat today. Make sure you guys like the stream, please. Appreciate you guys. Wait, it's a Ren Fair? That's even weirder. Oh, a Renaissance Fair. That's what that means. Oh my gosh, I'm such a dumb redneck guy. I'm like, what the fuck's a Ren Fair? I was thinking of Renfield, like the character from, you know, like Dracula this whole time. And I was like, oh, Renaissance. Damn, it makes so much more sense. All right. So the tweet, let me just back up here. The tweet goes pretty viral for a video, like in kind of like a drama spheres perspective. You know, it went pretty wild. I know Borsky retweeted it. A lot of people retweeted it, right? Well, TheQuartering responded. He responded. He said, we have reached levels of fake pearl clutching I've never believed possible. Going through live streams from years ago of a guy having fun and joking with his live chat at the Renaissance Fair and trying to pretend you're offended. Holy shit. I regret nothing. I saw a really good post from Nina Infinity that said, I regret nothing in quotes. And then she's like, that's probably why you're in the situation you're in. Like, which, yeah, I agree. Now, I don't know, man. Like, I've been in those situations where I've made jokes. Like I remember people were so mad on Twitter when I tweeted to repeal the 19th, obviously as a joke. Bro, I had people fucking mad at me for that. And I was like, what? Bro, come on. I thought that was like the meme, repeal the 19th. You know, so I get it when you're joking and people take it the wrong way. It's just, let me say this. Let me put it this way. He's not a comedian, right? Because that's not, the jokes are terrible. They're terrible. So at any rate, that was his response. And this was another response to it that I thought was just really weird, man. And look, I have to look. Well, is that a joke? One shot, you calm down, brother. I have to look into myself a little bit and put myself in the perspective. That's how I do a lot of things in life. I always put myself in the perspective. I'm like, okay, this response, I said Jeremy's response to my video of him following women around and filming them and their children while loudly saying things like her body is still tight and she has kids, you know, she's down to fuck. Okay. So I wouldn't have responded, bro. God, that's always going to be my answer to everything. But he says, I kept watching for some kind of epic own and I just don't get it. This is just normal behavior. I think none of these weirdos have ever done a normal thing in their lives. Terminally online. Normal behavior. Look, I try to be fair to everybody that I like talk about on streams. You know, that's why everybody called me a Nick sweeper for years. It's because I was always like, well, let's wait for the evidence. Let's wait for the fucking evidence. Let's see what's happening. If he gave his kid fucking drug, that's fucked up, right? And these things, you know, came out over the course of like 2 years, right? And that's what I like to do. I like to do that. And I put myself in the perspective and I cannot fathom how this is normal behavior. Now, I'm not saying it's illegal, okay? Like a lot of people in the tweet keep kind of talking about that, not even remotely insinuating it's illegal or anything. I'm saying it's fucking weird. Strange. It's cringe. Like cringe, weird cringe, like unironically using the word I can't stand, incel behavior. Like when you're like an old man and you're like walking around and like commenting on like MILFs, which is something I probably haven't Googled since I was 12. What is a MILF? You know what I'm saying? Or like boobs. For one, saying the word boob, that's a fucking self-report. Who says that? Boob? Weird. I say bitch tits, much more acceptable socially. Anyway, so I'm like, I don't see how this is normal behavior. I can't fathom it. I've tried so hard to put myself in this situation, and there's never been a situation where I would walk around and be filming women as I go by and commenting if they're MILFs, fuckable, thick, if they're tight, if they're like, roaring at them as I walk by from 2 feet away. I don't know, man. Like, that's all I'm saying, Anyways, Team F Squid says, that's drunk with the boys, locker room talking private, creepy when you're public filming. Yeah, sure. I'll give you that, Squid, for sure. If you're in I've been in the gym for years. If you're in the locker room, you're like, yeah, you show fat ass. That's totally a completely different thing. Yeah, I get it. Thank you, Team F Squid. Billy Hatcher says, G-Bear and Chody, the Boogie Bear together at last. Will Cody be the bull next? Find out next time on the cooking. Find out next time on the cooking. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother. Look, I got to put this out there too, real quick, because I know Jeremy was in the chat earlier. I don't care at all if you're like in an open relationship. I'm totally cool, brother. Now, look, I wouldn't be in one myself because I could never do that. Like, just mentally, I couldn't do that. But if you were in one, I don't care. Man, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? If you have a girlfriend on the side, whatever. Even if you're in like a cuckoldry situation, I don't care at all, dude. If that's what you're into. Now, it's weird. I wouldn't be into it, but if that's what you're into, own that shit, right? So putting that out there, disclaimer, I don't care about any of that. But it's more, what this is all spawned from? It's spawned from the flagging of the channels, right? And that is why people like Mudahar and it's broke containment and gotten more into the mainstream and kind of off dumb channels like mine, where it's starting to become like a more mainstream topic because the YouTube ecosystem, if you will, is all like it's deeply embedded in creators. Now, there is a difference here. I will put this out there. If you're a small creator, you know what I'm saying? You like 5, 10, 8,000 subs, and you're always kind of in the mud with people. I've seen channels like that had like 5K subs, and their entire channel is just shitting on people 24/7. I've seen it. We've all seen it. There's a lot of channels like that. And they're not clip channels. They're like people that are unironically just they're passionate about it because they don't grow from it. So it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I see those all the time. And there are those kind of people flagging channels. It's not okay, but it's more understandable and socially, I think, accepted on the platform because they're those people, right? They're the people in the mud, the people that don't play by the rules, people that are shitbags, right? I think everybody agrees. It's when it becomes large creators influencing, instructing, bringing that kind of atmosphere forward to everybody. I think that's the issue, right? And that's why everybody's kind of pissed about it. And that's why I started talking about it in the first place. And that's why a lot of people started talking about it in the first place, I think, right? So that's where it stems from. All this other stuff is just noise. It's not making anything any better. Thank you, Billy. By the way, we're halfway to Naked Snake already. What a beautiful man. So there are a lot of people defending Jeremy. Well, I should say a lot. There's like 10 people defending Jeremy. And their main sticking point is either A, who cares, or B, it's not illegal. And I kind of agree on both points a little. Now, the who cares point, whatever, that it's just kind of adding fuel to the fire. The B point of, who cares? Yeah, whatever. Like I could understand that, right? But at any rate, let's move on. We're gonna pull up Mudahar's video so you guys can check her out, and we'll have a good time. Big shout out to Brittany Venti. Her video is really concise and really it was funny. It was just a really well edited video. I think people get lost in the sauce a little bit. This is all entertainment, and that's why I kind of been talking. It's been just really, really entertaining and interesting to talk about. Really, why did I top Brittany Venti in? Oh, she's on my mind. I'm TheQuartering now. All right, here we go. Let's pull up Mudahar's video for everybody so you guys can check it out. And by the way, I'll see a lot of you tomorrow. I'm excited to see you guys tomorrow. It's going to be fun. I know like 20 of you in chat I'm going to see tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys and hanging out. I will not be drinking, obviously. I might take a few swigs Saturday night, but not until then, All right, here we go. So let's pop this up and let's start rolling real fast here. And we'll keep everybody updated on what's going on. Boop, 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 boop. Come on now.
Constitutions, you might want to sit this one out. Frankly, we are talking about the famous Walmart crapper known as the quartering, the shartening, whoever you want to call him. Now, normally,
I have to be honest. It's funny. When I worked at Walmart, people would shit in the aisles all the time. And when I heard that Jeremy shit in the aisles one time, I was like, oh my God, he's Walmart shitter. He's one of them. He's one of those bastards. Now, granted, maintenance cleaned it up, not me, obviously.
I wouldn't really just recently jump into making these kind of videos. The internet controversy side of things hasn't really been exciting me as much. And the thing is normally I'm more interested in hacks and crazy other stuff like that. But I'm a YouTuber. And one of the most important things about being a YouTuber is making sure that this platform isn't necessarily abused.
Now, this is a preface, right? This is a disclaimer. This is all really about flagging. What it all boils down to, it's all about flagging. So keep that in your mind. It's very, very important. It's all about flagging. Obviously, we know Jeremy claims he didn't do all that. And I think he might be able to lean on that a little bit more if he didn't keep fucking going back and forth with it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at any rate, let's continue. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys so much for all your love. Oh, by the way, Sarah, I saw your $10 Venmo. I love you. Love you, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Years. Ever since I started this channel, I've talked about scammers. I've talked about people that have filed false DMCA strikes, individuals like Quantum TV that made a complete ass of themselves. And one ass that I cannot stop seeing on the internet is a guy called TheQuartering. Now, you may remember TheQuartering probably from like years ago. He made a whole bunch of like content centered around anti-SJW shit and whatnot. But the reality of it is that it turns out that TheQuartering might have actually used back channel connections to remove internet videos that were critical of him and his stupid little life. So I want to start off by kind of going over these actual allegations.
And by the way, just to get out in front of it for 2 seconds, okay? Just for 2 seconds, okay? This all started from him just being called a cuck, right? Now, obviously, Kino's been going after him for a while, you know, ribbing his ass. But, like, it's like the cuck thing that set his ass off, right? Set his ass off. Oh, my God. It's wild, dude. It's wild. And again, like I said, I put myself in the position. I tried a perspective take, right? And if somebody called me a cuck, they're like, hey, we have evidence that, like, you have a friend that comes to your house and he's a bull. I'd be like, well, man, I don't know. Maybe. That'd be the end of it. I don't care, right? Because what matters is what I think about myself. So, anyways, here we go.
And why I think it doesn't really paint him in that great of a light, okay? I think as YouTubers, no matter who you are, you shouldn't be okay with people who are abusing systems like this. So anyways, how did this all kind of start? Well, there's a channel on the internet known as the Kino Casino. Now, if you go to the Kino Casino's YouTube channel, it is actually 100% completely violated off of YouTube's platform. In fact, if you look for it, it's gone. The Kino Casino is this like internet live stream where two hosts, Andy Worski, who you probably remember from Super back in the day, is the internet's like favorite cokehead. You know, he actually got his life together, cleaned up a little bit. And
favorite cokehead? Come on. Come on. Don't forget about the nose poke, brother. At least let Nick have something. He's got it. He's the most beloved cokehead, I think. Come on.
Started hosting this really popular stream. His co-host, PPP, who you may actually remember all the way from back in the day as somebody who gave like internet sermons. Yeah, and also, by the way, is so chillant and non-fuck giving at this point that he actually showed his like pooper on the internet. Like, these are two people that are actual trolls, okay? They go, whoa, buddy, he's fat, he's weird on the internet. To give you an example, when iDubbbz in his infinite wisdom decided to respond to the Kino Casino and bring these guys up by name, this was their response. This is what I'm telling you. Even they'll tell you, just don't respond. This is the dumbest thing you can do. Of course.
Yeah, that was good advice.
Jeremy was their target for, honestly, months at this point. And a lot of it happened because of Jeremy's past sort of surfacing up and a lot of interesting aspects getting uncovered, especially considering he's a super conservative Christian guy. We'll get to all this in a bit. So anyways, it seems like the quartering was getting real tired of that shit, ladies and gentlemen. And he made some statements that don't really bode well for his case. So, Your Honor, please bring up Exhibit A. Did the quartering use his mafia connections to remove channels? So, for instance, in this DM between, from what I understand, quartering and Joshua Moon.
Yeah, this is the worst. This is the worst move, I think, of the whole story, was this DM chain, because it serves like three different purposes, right? It serves the first purpose of Jeremy kind of having this idea of himself in this kind of godlike complex, which immediately is going to piss off anybody that's looking for someone that's kind of down to earth or genuine, or maybe people that already follow him like that. That's number one. Number two is threatening to flag channels. That's a given. That's the price of admission for this kind of thing, right? And number three is just kind of being a bully. And, it covered all these three things, and it kind of, even if people like, actually, I'll tell a small story. I had somebody DM me yesterday, like after my show, and they were like, man, I am such a huge Jeremy fan, or was a huge quartering fan. And I've been watching all your shows, and I'm a staunch defender. I don't say much in the chat, but I've been keeping up with it. And after your stream yesterday, I'm just heartbroken, and I don't even know what to do. Because I think I'm actually done now. I don't think I can do it anymore. I don't think I can support that guy anymore. This is a hardcore motherfucker that messaged me saying this stuff. And it's somebody that's actually watched me for a long time too. Right? And they actually sent me kind of a scathing DM when I started talking about this. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? People are starting to be like, all right, man. Okay. All right. Daniel says, you're in a sci-fi horror movie and get to the lair of the big bad. It's an empty room besides a lazy boy chair in the corner that slowly turns. And it's Jeremy menacingly saying, dooby-dooby-doo. How was your weekend, brother? Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate you, brother. Master Whip says, Jeremy diarrhea may be due to the bool doing them both. Yeah, well, it's anxiety diarrhea. That's the thing. I Googled that, actually. Apparently that's a thing, brother. I want to know how the body does that, though. Like, you get stressed out and your body starts boiling shit, and just start boiling shit, right? I don't know. I've had to take a big shit before a race before, like an emergency shit, like right before getting into the race car, right before qualifying one time. That sucked. But I wasn't nervous. I was just like, I was really pissed that it was happening. I was like, are you kidding? I have to shit. Are you kidding? And I had to get out of the car and run and blow my ass out and then run back to the car and buckle in like 30 seconds. It was brutal. But we all have those moments.
The guy that runs the internet infamous site known as the Kiwi Farms. We'll get to that in a bit. So in this case, Joshua Moon says, yeah, I know nobody likes a Randall, though I still don't think they cross any red lines in modern era Kick or even YouTube. And to be fair, if you don't know the Kino Casino, if you're the kind of person that unironically uses like trigger warnings, this is not me being rude to you. Like, if you actually go and mute words because you find that shit too triggering, their show is kind of reflective of like early 4chan, like the old internet, where anything used to go. Okay, you could say whatever the fuck you want. But from my at least understanding, I didn't watch every single video on YouTube. They did a pretty good job of staying within, but still skirting the YouTube's terms of service. So ultimately, the quartering over here is like, yeah, it's never been an issue until people started spamming my wife. I literally don't care that they make fun of me. Like, her family has seen this shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's happened, dude. I've had troll, man. What was it? A year ago? It was like 9 months ago. I had people messaging my parents. My parents just ignore it, though. And is that okay? No, of course not. If it's happening. Of course not. I don't like that. I don't think anybody would like that. Mike says, just found your channel. I thought you gave fair and good advice. Here's the issue. Human behaviors are one thing. When Jeremy hears me talking and covering this stuff and just playing clips, watching videos, really, to be fair, he sees me as like, this guy's coming after me. He fucking hates me. He's being an asshole. He's being a liar. He's a motherfucker. He's a piece of shit. Right? And it's not really that deep for me. I'm just watching the videos and commenting on them. right? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't detest anybody. Hate's a strong word, and I'm not passionate enough about any of that to feel any kind of visceral any reaction other than being like entertained by what I'm watching, right? But Jeremy also has a lot of people against him right now. I mean, fucking Mudahar just made a video, bro. Brittany's video was scathing. You know what I'm saying? So it's very natural for him to feel like he's just getting hit from every direction. So my point is, he's not going to. If I gave the advice that Craig gave him, I'm like, put down the bottle. If I'm like, hey, Jeremy, you just need to get off the internet, man, and ignore all this, brother. He's just going to get mad and be like, you're a piece of shit, right? He's not going to actually hear any of that, right? And to be fair, I don't entirely blame him, right? But you just have to have the personality type to be able to look on the outside and perspective take and see what's going on. That's the issue. I never thought it would get this far. I thought he would be like, fuck this, I'm out. Right?
We'll talk about this shit in a bit. Unofficial truths. They delete the videos attacking our marriage. I never mention them again. The more they do it, the more I want to flex my connections to bury them. This is a one-time offer. They can meme on anyone else they want. I don't care if they meme on my friend, we'll get to all this in a bit, who apparently has a questionable past. This is an exploding offer. If they want to go to war, I will win.
Exploding offer of a lifetime. You guys kind of see what's going on here. This Jeremy has a very, very, very high image of himself. He told Craig it was an offer of a lifetime for Craig to have TheQuartering on his show. Now, why? I don't really know. If you look at viewership and shit, I don't really understand what that means. I've been on shows that had 30,000 concurrent before. I was on a show, I'm pretty sure with Nick, with like 90,000 concurrent, and it was just a fun show to be on, right? Nick didn't have to pay me. I didn't have to pay him. He's been on my show. I've been on other shows. I've had Critical Drinker on 5 times. Never paid him. He never paid me. I've been on his show 5 times, right? So like, what is that? What does that mean? It's the offer of a lifetime, right? I had Critical Drinker on recently. Was that an offer of a lifetime? He's just a dude. That's what he'll say. It's very interesting.
So ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, what comes down over here is basically he said that he's got connections to bury these people, okay? Whether it be legally, whether it be shutting down their fucking channel. So of course, more information started kind of coming out over here, and it wasn't necessarily great. In a fit of drunken stupor, Jeremy goes, first will be your YouTube, which is in violation of ban evasion. And that's not necessarily true, because Andy's channel, which was banned at one point, actually did come back through YouTube's, like the actual appeals process. But that actually got taken down alongside the Kino Casino channel. So pay attention to these dates. 5th of April. I literally begged you two to be reasonable. What a bitch. I tried everything. You chose this. All I'd wanted was to let you guys dunk on me. Well, it turns out the dunkening wasn't in fact happening. That dunkening stopped when actually the Kino Casino channel a few days later was completely removed around April the 10th.
That's where it all began. This is where all this began. You know, Ollie Fox says, still hating on TheQuartering? Really? Why did I subscribe to this channel? Well, my friend, yes, that is what I'm doing today. We're hating on TheQuartering today. He was in the chat earlier if you want to say hi to him. I doubt he's here now. But yeah. No, that is what is on the docket today, my friend. We showed a video of him walking around, following women around in public and gooning over them and saying that they're MILFs and that he wanted to, or that their bodies were still tight and they're down to fuck because they have children with them, walking hand in hand with them on camera. You know, I thought it was an interesting video. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I just thought it was interesting. What about you? You think that's interesting? Right? I don't want to hear about that. It's boring. I don't want to hear about any of that. No.
So not exactly a great situation. And of course, there was more evidence as well in this situation. Now, in another message between TheQuartering and the Josh Moon fella, obviously TheQuartering goes, Josh, can we agree? I can take their kick in YouTube, right? If they actually wanted to, they would be deplatformed outside of DLive in a week. I don't want that. I just want them to leave my family alone. I don't care how many Jeremy's a cuck videos they put out. Like, I have a non-budget YouTube rep. You know that, right? One phone call gone. I have endured a lot with literally the tiniest request. So, again, it's a pretty, you know, like, Obviously, there's no hard and fast evidence, and people like Jeremy have been putting night and day into showing their channel's reporting history, which has been debunked because people have looked at Jeremy's autocorrect on his YouTube search and have seen, in fact, that he does file fucking reports on.
All I got to say about this is actual like unironic advice. When you're sharing screen, be full screen and pull up your like resources before you go full screen. Like I already have them all ready. You know what I'm saying? That's a very important rule in streaming. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna see the little people subreddit. We don't want that. r/midgets, bro. It's like no, they know now.
His channel.
Now, these could be completely unrelated, but again, this is a charitability that Jeremy would never extend to anybody that he has a disagreement with. And given all of the context we've seen so far, it's hard for me to believe that he's not out there flagging other channels. But this singular flag wouldn't do anything. It's that back-end, according to him, non-Pajit connection. By the way, I hope YouTube doesn't flag me because I am actually Indian. I think I should be allowed to say the P word, right? Like,
it's our word.
That's how it works.
Now, the reality of it is that, look, listen, with all of his statements leading up to this, it is very reasonable for somebody to assume almost 100% that the person behind channel removing was actually Jeremy. And a lot of this happened because Jeremy just couldn't handle the heat.
I said this several times. People that were kind of defending it. There's a lot of people that will kind of just jump in like a response to anything. And they'll be like, hey, man, like, where's your proof? Right. And I'm like, well, look. The proof is this is like the 17th coincidence on top of the other 16 coincidences. It's like what Epic Mike said. He said, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck, right? And that's kind of, I think, where most people are looking at it from. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways.
And the reason I'm also talking about this too is because when you're a channel that has basically made a shit ton of content crapping on other individuals, I mean, half this guy's is like internet like history is him shitting on people like Brie fucking Larson.
You know, if Brie Larson was to like fart inside a children's hospital, he'd call it biological warfare. And the reality of it is he's made so much content on her and she hasn't done a single thing. She's also a YouTuber. She hasn't reached out to her management corporation. She hasn't reached out to anybody that would obviously also have a connected YouTube and shut this down. So he's been crapping on her for years. But the moment two Canadians start crapping on him for shit that he's publicly said and posted online, he's going to immediately jump to the point where he wants to completely shut down their channels, as he stated in those posts. Like, it's rules for thee, not for me.
That's how insane and brain dead his fucking channel is, okay? You know, I've actually never met a quartering fan. Like, I feel like if I ever met one,
I met one last night. Erikiah says the oranges are the questions we made along the way. Or maybe the super chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, dude. Erikiah is with an orange boy getting us exactly halfway to the mark of Snake. Thank you, buddy. Love you, buddy. Thank you, man. What a goated boy you is. Thank you. My Mexican brother. Appreciate you.
the first thing I'd be like, what are you fucking special? Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, that's the reality of the people watching. He makes fucking boomer slop for individuals. Jeremy does this thing where he shows off his like other various channels, but the guy's like 15 channels on YouTube. He's got like Unsleeved Media, TheQuartering, Jeremy Hambley. We have no idea what he's actually done behind the scenes. He's not really provided any form of concrete refutation in his defense. So what kind of stuff did Jeremy not want the average person to find out on the internet? Well, let's dig a little bit deeper there, shall we? So on this website called The Kiwi Farms, which basically is this gossip forum for the internet, you know, any celebrity, any internet and personality you can find, they have a thread on there, okay? They talk about Elon Musk, they talk about Jeremy, they talk about me, they talk about anybody, okay? It is what it is. Now, the reality is if you're somebody that should have enough thick skin, you should probably ignore the kinds of people on this site, right? But Jeremy, with his activities, attracted somebody known as Return of the Mac and Cheese.
No, not Return of the Mac and Cheese. God. Queen Cam says, ungrateful viewer of yours, learned about the real Jeremy Hambley from your streams. Thank you for covering this thoroughly. Thank you. I appreciate that. Queen Cam, I appreciate you. Thank you for your goal, boy. Thank you. Appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you guys are having a fun time. This is fun. It's been a lot of fun. I won't be able to stream, obviously, not in this format tomorrow and Saturday. I'll be in Talladega, running the NASCAR race down there with my new custom helmet. Shout out to RT Motorsports. I know it show it every time, but they sent me this in the mail. And I'm very excited. Very, very excited to give her some hell tomorrow at Talladega. So thank you guys. RT, appreciate you guys. All right. Anyway. All right, here we go. I always like to shout them out because they've been real good to me.
So he whips out the Ingram Mac 11 and just fucking goes to town. And of course, he starts pointing out some rather crazy conspiracies, stuff that kind of breaks the house of cards, if you will. So Return of the Mac and Cheese posts possible evidence that the quartering is in fact in an open relationship. So again, the quartering makes these kind of posts where he's like, the reason I don't attend IRL conservative events very often is because of what I saw from Jack Posebek or whatever, however you pronounce the last name, okay? And his brother had one of the few IRL events I ever attended. It shattered the online persona I'd come to respect. Him, his brother, and a sex cult woman. All while he proudly just tells like his co-host that, you know, he actually knew people in like sex cults like NXIVM or whatever.
Watching a documentary or a video that's out right now on the NXIVM cult, the NXIV or whatever. And
I know two of the people that were in that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
I interviewed one of them.
on.
One of them's been to my house.
So you dabbled?
I didn't dabble in the cult.
He's a name dropper. Who's that guy? Billy Corgan. That sounds right, right? And I'm not shitting on Billy Corgan at all. I like to smash the pumpkins. But he does that a lot. He'll be like, yeah, I was hanging out with Eddie Van Halen this one night. I was hanging out with all the guys from Rat this one night. I was hanging out with the president of Zimbabwe one night. He's kind of like that. And I think Jeremy's similar to that. He likes to throw down like, oh yeah, I know these peeps. But the unfortunate thing is, and it's such a shitty thing to unintentionally have, is he can't keep like these things kind of straight. So he'll be like, I don't like this guy because this guy did this thing. And then he forgets about that, and then he streams and he's like, oh, I'm friends with this person that I said I don't like this guy over. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when he was being nice to Craig in DMs, but whilst he was talking to Craig in DMs, the clip also happened where he said basically no one should go on side scrollers to grow their channel because it's a slum channel, slumming it. You know, a channel that gets like 2,000 average viewers right now. Now, maybe back then it didn't, but when I used to go on side scrollers, they had 1,000, and that was years ago, right? Thank you, Reagan. Good luck. Appreciate you, brother. Love you, Reagan. Love you. Appreciate you. Leave Hannah. Save yourself. Save yourself. I mean, I don't know if Jeremy's in the chat. He can probably confirm for us, but I think I'm pretty sure she's fucking quit by now. Right? You know, she doesn't seem like the kind of person that wants to be involved in any of this like war, you know, like the mudslinging war.
But I know all about it from the inside.
I like how he's obviously trying to flex this connection to this co-host he has, but it's like, you know, you hate this whole sex cult thing on one end, but you're so close to some people in this cult that they've, I guess, been to your house. Like, weird shit to come out with, Jeremy. So again, I don't think he really cares that much. But anyways, he starts talking about, I saw this Jack fella parade around a woman from a sex cult at the only live event I was ever at. Maybe I'll tell that story behind a paywall, of course. I took down Jack Murphy. Jack Murphy being this, like, I guess, cuck guy or whatever back in the day, like this alpha dude that ended up being caught out for, you know, cuckoldry or any of that nonsense. Now, of course, for anybody watching this that doesn't know what cuckolding is like basically the I guess, relationship dynamic where you and your partner or you or your wife basically.
And by the way, personal opinion, I don't really care if you're in a cuckold relationship. Now, you're probably going to get roasted a little, you know? I wouldn't do it. I think it's a little weird and strange and gay and like effeminate. But like, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. Now, here's the issue with Jack Murphy. Jack Murphy crashed out harder than anyone in history as soon as somebody called him a cuck. That's why his career pretty much ended overnight. If he would have owned it, hey man, like I feel like I'm more emotionally mature and my sexual desires are, you know, unique and emotionally mature. You may not like it, but hey man, you know, whatever, more power to you. It is what it is, you know. And he probably would still exist in some shape or form, right? I don't know.
You as a guy sitting like a chair, you watch your wife get banged by another dude, and you're just sort of sitting over there, you know, fucking enjoying your time. It's a weird, open, like, relationship thing. I don't get it, but I guess people do it. But it's actually really bad for people like TheQuartering because they're kind of these like alpha, conservative, wannabe like Christian dudes, which completely goes against their like actual like image that they're portraying to the world, right? So one of the guys that apparently gets like brought out is not Quartering, but actually one of his IRL friends. So in a message with Sydney Watson, she was like, anyone's got good solution for dealing with mosquitoes? At this point, where sitting outside is miserable. So he's like, if you message me, I have an all-natural solution. You can make that worked up in the deep north Wisconsin woods. Now, this guy is called Grape Gel. And so this handle is rather important because what we're about to talk about is some really shitty OPSEC. This same handle was actually spotted in apparently Jeremy's like Discord, where he was given a special title called TheQuartering Legend. Now, of course, the further you go down into here, he tells the Quartering via Discord that he's going to show up at their house. Now, unfortunately, some of the stuff isn't necessarily available because of maintenance or capacity issues. So not everything is something that I can pull up for you. But the reason I'm showing it from here is because these have been archived And this is the stuff that this man is actually harming the entire YouTube platform over, because allegedly he might actually be like a cuck. Now, it turns out that
which is not really a big deal. Like, is being a cuck like worth burning the whole world down? I don't really think it is. Now, look, I different perspective, right? I'm not religious, and I'm not, you know, I've been in several situations with, you know, women. Only one with a man. You guys know the story. Come on, don't pretend like you don't know the heartbeat story. It was a long time ago. I was a young boy. But like, is it really like worth it burning the world down over just being called a cuck? Fuck, I just don't think it's that big a deal, right? I don't know, but hey, man, it's weird, very, very weird. That will ruin your cred. Sure, yeah, sure. But I mean, if you let it, yeah. Trying to think of somebody who has been just called the craziest shit and just it never affected them. I don't know. Maybe Asmongold. Asmongold's been fucking drunk through the mud, and he's never gave a fuck. I don't know. That's probably a good example. No, but him coming across as a manly man's an issue. Here's my thing about the manly man thing. Like, I'm sorry. And look, I'm not shitting on anybody in particular, but if you parade around as like this stoic, emotionally secure figure, one, none of this would have ever happened. And two, you're not going to be like obese and like look like you're dying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm almost 40 and I go to the gym every single day. I diet year round. I try to keep myself in check. You know, I don't know. I don't feel like you can be manly, and because being like obese increases your natural output of estrogen by a fucking mile, right? It never helps any situation.
According to some of these screenshots over here, which I cannot show you because they come from an NSFW subreddit called Wisconsin Bulls. Now, no, this is not anything to do with a sports team. A bull in this case is a guy that fucks your wife in a cuckold relationship. So this same account was just walking around this this subreddit, talking to various cuckolding communities, hot wives and whatnot. Hot wives, for anybody that doesn't know, and I really didn't know this before like researching this, but that's what you call like the chick in the cuckold relationship getting done, okay? So anyways, yes, this man was all over there, okay? So you go for, this is your boy. They found your boy. So then obviously people started looking deeper into some of his statements, and this is what Quartering had to say about the swinging lifestyle.
Right? Like, he's got some STD, or clearly he's taking a part in that lifestyle. You know, in my experience, I've never taken part in this lifestyle.
You goober, you got him, you got you. With that, what is that called? A Freudian slip? Hey, look, I'm a dumb redneck man. Okay, so it's hard to pronounce such words as Freudian slip, right? But at any rate, anyways, here we go. My boy Maverick Kuba, I hope your cheeks are on full your cakes are on full display tonight, because I'm ready to bake. Fuck, hold on, I have it on my second page. Thank you, man. Ham banana tonight. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, dude. Hell yeah. Based Aquatine references. Alabama Public Schools, am I right? You right, brother. You right, brother.
My experience, hold on, brain recorrect. Hold on, alcohol's wearing off. I've never taken part in this lifestyle. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. You know, there's Freudian slips for a reason. I'm just saying.
But I know I have friends who have, and then obviously I've covered people who have, you know, swingers. They always end up messed up.
Oh, yeah.
They fool themselves. Like, I always watch like those trash TV shows. Like,
they probably started messed up, and that's how
they start messed up. They convince themselves, oh, it's saving my marriage. And then the media tries to push this thing. They call it, instead of cucking now, they call it hot wifing.
I love how like his co-host, like you've got like Melanie Mack over here, who's so fucking intellectually barren that she nearly died at one point from like eating sticks of butter and shit. like what?
I totally forgot that she was on that butter kick for a while. I remember her eating like sticks of margarine or butter, and I was like, dude, I wouldn't do it. I don't like butter that much. I mean, I do, but like when it's melted on top of a yeast roll, maybe. Or like a girl's fat left ass cheek. You know what I'm saying, brother? Come on now. Come on, brother. All right. Anyways. Thank you. Jeremy is a regular Mike Tyson. If Tyson lost to a mouse. Oh my gosh. insane accusations in the chat today. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. A lot of people probably are wondering why I would not let Jeremy on my show. 2, not that deep. And 3, I can't risk Jeremy coming on and shouting things that's against the TOS to try to get my channel taken down, because that's likely what he would probably do, is he would come on and start saying crazy shit to try to get the channel deleted. And from his history of flagging and stuff, I just can't do that. Right? I'm not like Jeremy, brother. I am not a multimillionaire. This is my job, and I huff it. And every single super chat matters a lot. So no, I can't do those kind of things. So, anyways, here we go.
What are you fucking special? And then you've got this like middle like co-host called Hannah Claire, and like she always looks like she has just like every aspect of death in her face. Like she is just deathly afraid of pissing off her boss for meal ticket. Because let's be real with her, like a lot of these two co-hosts would not be able to do fucking dick if it wasn't for apparently, allegedly, of course, TheQuartering paying for their existence. Okay, ultimately, at the end of the day, people like Hannah Claire are giving us like literally Stockholm syndrome faces, because she knows that outside of this, she really doesn't have like any form of like ability to like make the money that she would be at TheQuartering. So they're kind of like stuck by this guy.
That's actually a great point about Hannah Claire. Look, I've met Hannah Claire. She was super sweet, and I've never seen actually anything to make me think anything other than that. Other than like, I mean, she's just on the show, right? So whatever. But she doesn't actually have something big to fall back on, right? I mean, she has a small like kind of hobbyist level YouTube channel, which is great, but it's not enough to generate the kind of revenue you would need to sustain yourself off of a platform like that. So that makes more sense as to why somebody would stay. Now, Melanie said that she's set for life, apparently, and that she's doing it for fun. So that's another thing entirely. I don't really know for sure, but all I know is the DMs putting Craig, which kind of sucked. But other than that, yeah, I don't really know anything else about that.
Even though that he's pretty much nearly been confirmed for harming the YouTube ecosystem, like I had mentioned earlier, right? It's very difficult for somebody to logically reconcile that this person wasn't behind channel terminations because he didn't appreciate people sharing the information about his personal life. That, again, if this was anybody else, remember, this was like a fucking iDubbbz in this situation. Quartering would have made probably video number 15 by the time I finished this sentence, shitting on that person, okay? So, again, it's rules for thee, not for me, especially when it comes to this fucking guy. Now, again, to show you how much...
And you know who that reminds me of? And look... I'm not trying to summon my boy, okay? This always happens when I mention this because it happens a lot. And by a lot, I mean it's when we're talking about flagging or like subject matter or hypocrisy. It always reminds me of Rich Review Tech. Now, look, I don't dislike Rich at all. I know he hates me. I don't really care. You know, I still kind of like Rich. I think he's entertaining. I just think he gets lost in the weeds a lot. But he kind of does this thing where he's like, I can do this thing, but you're not allowed to do this thing, right? Because I'm me. He does that a lot. Like, he's like, doxing's not okay, but he'll message people like ones asking for information to dox somebody, right? It's the rules for me, not of thee, right? So, what's up, Jim? Yeah, hell yeah, brother. You know I got it. Hell yeah, brother.
Of a Christian conservative man this person is, I want you to listen to a clip like this, okay? Mind you, he said that his wife is getting undue attention through this whole process.
Adam, bro, bring your fucking wife's big old boobs and bring her over to our house. I want you to meet my German Shepherds.
I'm going to be completely real with you guys. I think the closest he's been to Christianity is maybe sitting next to a Gideon Bible in the hotel room.
You know, I just don't understand what kind of a relationship, what respect does a man like this have for his wife when he's just telling his buddy Adam to come over and bring his wife with big old boobs and get into the hot tub. Again, a lot of people, none of this has actually been like confirmed in any capacity. I don't want you guys to sit there and think that this is actually a real situation. Like he's actually 100%, you know, legally confirmed a cuckold. A lot of these are actual just internet allegations. And it's the same sort of...
It's legal. Now, look, here, I'll explain this to you. Jeremy reacting the way he's reacting to being called a cuckold makes me believe it's real. 100%. Across the board. Does that mean it's real? No. It makes me believe it is. Because you're fighting so hard against it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure people have been shitting on Jeremy for a long time. Why is this the thing that changed everything? Cuck. Oh, and that's where I draw the line. Kind of makes it sound like you might be a cuck. That's what I think a lot of people are thinking at that point in time. You know? Worski said allegedly, in our opinion, probably 500 times. Yeah, well, you're not trying to get sued for like libel or defamation, right?
that he himself constantly engages in. The reality of it is that obviously a lot of these things people look at and they wonder, what is wrong with this guy? Like for somebody that wants to accept like this whole Christian lifestyle, this conservative shit going on, and this I'm a super trad guy, and then you're just saying this to another dude's friend. Like, I want to be honest with you. If I said this about somebody else, if somebody said this about my wife, it's like, Muda, bring you and your wife over. Bring her big old boobs. Motherfucker's head would be through a wall, okay? And I would expect the same to me.
I'll give you a short story, guys. You ready for this? Because I have something that exactly pertains to this. All right. Now, disclaimer, speaking on what he was talking about a minute ago, maybe Jeremy's in an open relationship, which is fine. I don't care. That would explain a lot of this. And maybe I think he misinterprets how accepting amount of people and a certain amount of people would be over that if he just owned it. I don't think anybody, I think there obviously there's going to be people that are like, fuck you. I get it. But if he was in an open relationship and just owned it, it'd probably go way smoother. Right now, look, I wouldn't be in one. I don't care if you're in one. That's kind of what I'm saying. You know, I know a lot of people are like, you got to just denounce all of it. Look, I'm not going to do that because I don't care. I don't care what you do with your own life. I wouldn't be in one because as soon as somebody like touched my girl, they're getting ass dropped. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am though. But here's my short story. I had a friend years ago. His thing, you know how everybody has a thing? His thing was he liked to flirt really heavily and touch inappropriately, like friends in my friend group or the friend's girlfriend or wives. Right. So, for example, hypothetically speaking, if he was around me and like, you know, PDH, if he drank a few drinks, he would like slap her on the ass and like try to make out with her and stuff. And he'd get his ass kicked immediately. Right. So what did I do? That guy, I don't talk to that guy anymore. And I haven't in a decade. That's why. Because he kept doing that kind of stuff. And I was like, fuck this guy. I'm done. Right. Not going to be around that. So that's a similar story to that. If some guy was like openly being fucking spicy and touching, yeah, you're done.
Like, what kind of a weird connection do you have? I don't know if this is Jared talking or if it's Jack Daniels talking. Now, the bull in this case, it turns out that more people started to look into him because, again, Streisand effect. The more you try to take something down, the more people look in. So it turns out the possibility for this bull after a divorce or restraining order got pushed in was one that mentioned something around domestic abuse and harassment. So people started to look into this even further, and they found that maybe the bull, beyond just being a fucking degenerate, might actually be somebody that is possibly violent or a criminal or somebody that could be harmful to like women in general. Now, again, ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't really care about somebody's personal private relationship. But at the end of the day, if you're making this stuff public because you talk about it all the fucking time on the internet, who is to actually blame? Is it the internet for making fun of you? Or is it you for posting that shit in the first place? You got to learn to take some basic accountability here, Jer. Simple as that. Now, again, I wouldn't really be talking so much about this if it wasn't for the fact that he was flexing his non-Pajit connection. So surprisingly, in this case, a lot of people have put together entire tools to help analyze Jer's online content.
Yeah, and I got to say, like, I mentioned that earlier. The reason like a lot of people are really pissed about this is the like puffing out of the chest kind of like stature thing that Jeremy was doing in the very beginning of it. Because it's cringe. Like, let's be honest. There are people out there in the military that have fought, watched their friends die, came back, taking care of their family, struggling. Those are fucking badass hero people that are just trying to survive in the world. And you have people like Jeremy that can't leave his house or else he'll have a panic attack because he's agoraphobic, flexing, being like, you know who I am, how influential and important I am. That pisses everybody off. And it's because it comes from a different walk of life. And no one likes their intelligence to be insulted, nor no one likes to be talked down to. And everybody that read that felt like they felt like they were being talked down to. Because a lot of people put themselves in that situation. What if this was me that Jeremy was mad at? Right? And they read that and they're like, this guy sucks. He's like talking down to these people. He's being an asshole. He's like saying, unironically, I know the president of all YouTubes. And I will call them on the phone and they would remove them because I am great. I am a generous God, right? One-time offer. And normal people see that and they're like, what the fuck has this guy do? Like, I could almost understand seeing that kind of message coming from like Chris Hemsworth to his agent. That's what it feels like. And even then it wouldn't go over well, right? Or like a message between Steven Tyler from Aerosmith and his management company. Do you know who I am? I could see that. But this is just a YouTuber. And I think that's where people are like, what the fuck? What is this dude on? You know? Richard, if it isn't some ordinary, I'm basically an engineer gamer. Oh, Muda. Oh, Muda. Muda.
So, for instance, using geralizer.pages.dev, allowing you to look up words through entire transcripts, you can find interesting like catalogs where Jer mentions poop over 500 times throughout his entire like YouTube channel. You know, he just talks about poop maps, poopsie, earthquake, poops. Jer has a real poop obsession, which I wonder why he's so against a possible Pajit YouTube rep. Pajit in this case is a derogatory term for the Indian people in this case, because Jeremy is very spiritually Calcuttan in a lot of his ways too. Like, for instance, one of the clips that I saw, and this is why people make fun of him. For instance, I didn't see this before today, but this is a guy known as Shark Bites who uploaded this like 29-minute video going over Jeremy's infamous Walmart incident, okay? So to show you what's going on, I'm going to let Jer speak for himself. Listen to this really carefully.
I got to be honest, I don't think the shitting thing bothers Jeremy. I think he thinks it's funny too. Because it is kind of fucking hilarious. It would suck if it happened to you.
And then I felt it like...
You're buying avocados with your wife?
I was at that time. I was picking
100% beta.
So I'm like looking for avocados, and then it's like, oh shit, it's time, and my mind immediately goes in like slow motion where I'm doing the calculation. I realized at this moment that there's a real possibility I might shit my pants.
Jeremy fails to do something that most people learn by the age of 6, which is actually figuring out when their bowel movements are about to kick and running to the fucking toilet. This story is so bad that apparently it seems like Jeremy was running around with crapped briefs all over Walmart to the point where this guy draws a fucking map and starts forensically auditing his pad. Like, he's got the whole clothes eye.
Well, where'd you go, Coach? Coach Scott's Toast says, funny if it didn't have quite so many details. Yeah, you know what? This is kind of one of the unfair things about life. You have to be good at delivering the story, you know? And I think he's really bad at delivering it, which unironically gets people shitting on him, right? Like if a comedian goes on stage to do stand-up and they have good jokes, but they can't deliver them at all, they'll get laughed off the stage, right? Well, I shouldn't say laughed, booed off the stage, right? I think that's kind of something that has taken place to lead into this shit thing. Now, also the fact that when people see, like trolls specifically, start to see that Jeremy is actually negatively taking some of these accusations or roasts or trolls, they put it in high gear, up like just times 10 as hard as they can, right? And that's what he's suffering from. You know what I'm saying? So
and everything, he's figured out the grocery department possible like relief points, and he's like drawing Jer running around the place. It's such a stupid story, and it's one of the few things that people were like latching on to make fun of it, because Jer has this habit of saying the dumbest shit the entire time. And of course, this is what people latch on and talk about. Now, one of the pieces of evidence I didn't talk about was even when you look at Jer's like reporting history, some people were looking through his streams and watching every time he enters something into the search address bar of his computer, they would look at his like last entry. So basically the autocomplete or like the history of what he searched for on the internet. And some of that stuff revealed that he probably was just filing reports. Jer is such a bad guy when it comes to OPSEC, especially when he's somebody that is purported to have so much intelligence in the topic that he was even willing to educate people on removing files that anybody could access even after they were deleted. Jer, I'm gonna tell you an idea over here, okay? I know you're lazy. I know you use a Chromium-based browser. Here's a little like settings pane. Just go to like more tools and add a new profile. Then you'll avoid embarrassing incidents like the Reddit forced cream pie incident. You might be like,
that's what I said earlier. I'm like, bro, you gotta make sure you have a window ready before you pull it up. You know what I'm saying? Nerd, he's been an idiot in his own bubble so long that when it's leaked containment, he just thought doubling down on it like he usually does would be fine. Karma came around for him. Yeah. I have to say, with the exception of flagging, nothing he's really done is out of the realm of being like a normal law cow. He's done some stupid shit, right? that is totally survivable. The flagging is the one. I mean, if you look at mundane map, the flagging is one of the ones that's hard to really come back to the same stature, right? Will he survive it? Probably likely, but coming back to the same stature is going to be hard. Now, the biggest issue, and I speak from my own personal perspective here, is your cost of living. So, you know, when I started racing, I had a decent savings account. It wasn't insane, but it was like, you know, is sizable enough to where I could kind of dive into like projects willy-nilly and not have to worry about losing everything within 2 weeks, right? So when I got into racing, I burned through that shit in like 3 months and I had no money, right? And it put a different perspective on everything because now I was working towards like paying my mortgage and I had to get to a certain like budget to survive that. And it changed everything. It changed all of my like perspective on everything. Right. And I think it really helped me actually like to learn that lesson, you know, and because I've always been kind of the guy that would save money for my whole life. I never really did anything crazy when it comes to money, except when I got into racing. That's kind of how you had to do it. So it gave me a really good, a valuable lesson, I think, and I learned from it. But my overhead, I call it my monthly nut, isn't crazy enough to where it's not doable at all. Like I can always handle it. As long as I do my work, I'll be there. Right. The issue for Jeremy, and I'm not going to pretend to know his financial status. I'm just going from my perspective. If you lose your revenue streams everywhere because of something like this, I know from what I saw that he had like a 7% interest rate on like a $200,000 or $300,000 loan. And his mortgage is over $10,000. If you lose all your revenue streams, this is just a mortgage rate. By the way, this is a mortgage payment. That's all that is. There's other things on top of that, everything else. How big is the monthly nut? If your income goes to zero, or let's say like a couple $1,000s, you're kind of fucked pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? Random, unbreaded commenter. At least he could grab/buy replacements on the way. Thank you, Random. Appreciate you, brother. Buster Brown. Pooh Bear, more like Pooh Bear. Oh my God! Oh whoa! Thank you, Buster. Appreciate you. But anyway, I think you guys get what I'm talking about as far as perspectives go. Like getting rid of your revenue streams is you don't want to overextend yourself too much, and I think Jeremy's really, really overextended himself, right? So he paid $7,000 tax on a Rolex, so it costs $100K. I don't know anything about the Rolex. I know he did buy Rolex. I don't know anything about Rolexes though, man. I'm not a watch guy. I wore a watch when I was like 11 years old, and it was heavy and annoying, and I never wore one again.
Whoa, what the fuck are you talking about, Muda? No, literally, I mean it. Like, he goes into his web browser, he types in the words R, and after Ruby Rose comes Reddit forced cream pie. Like, bro, not even like EDD. It just straight goes to like Reddit forced cream pie. He doesn't even like write forced cream pie first and then Reddit. He's just like, he knows. He's like full Reddit coon brain that goes right in there. Now, for the sake of research, I do a lot of research in my videos, but one thing I refuse to look at is what a forced fucking cream pie is, okay? It sounds degenerate as fuck, and I ain't going down that road. I ain't Jeremy, brother. Now, of course, obviously, when it comes to Jeremy's, like, YouTube connections, he definitely likes to, like, cope about a lot of his, like, channel. And one of the things you can dig up, and again, thanks to the Geralizer here, I was able to look up YouTube rep, and he definitely claims his YouTube rep is not a Durka guy. So I don't know if it's like a fucking, I don't know what he hates that week. Like if it's a Pajit, if it's a Durka guy, like he's just like throwing his like hatred on
Jeremy's like level of bigotry and vocabulary is that of a 13-year-old, and it's so like silly and comedic. You know what I'm saying? Like calling people Durkas. That's taken from Team America World Police, which is a fantastic movie, to be fair. But unironically calling people from the Middle East Durkas. I did that for like a week when I was 14 when I saw Team America. I was like, oh, Durka. You know, that was it. So that's pretty he kind of has that mind though. He's kind of got a childlike, I think, humor level, right? Which is probably why he thinks it's funny to like follow women around and talk about, insinuate like fucking them and if they're fuckable and if they're hot, even when they have children. And also they will fuck you because they have children. And he's like, oh, it's just humor, it's jokes. I'm like, I don't fucking understand the joke. But granted, I'm like 40 almost, right? So maybe it's a little different then for me. Hey, make sure you guys do me a favor and like the show. right? Like the show. One thing I do want to bring up, that's a good point, Cheap. One thing I want to bring up real quick is the fact that a lot of this rests on the idea that Jeremy is now a Christian. So all of these things that came out before, including the video I showed today, which is fair, yeah, totally fair. That was before he was a Christian. He's a changed person. That's fair. That's super right. That's actually very, very reasonable. And now, to be fair, I don't actually see a way where, like I said, I put myself in the perspective a lot, and it's really hard for me to try to kind of gather how it's reasonable, but let's just assume it is. I don't think he should have responded. But saying that it's normal behavior and he doesn't regret it kind of completely negates the entire, well, I'm religious now thing. And that was me years ago. Right? So is it either it's I'm religious now and that's not me anymore, which is respectable, or I don't regret it at all. Right? Isn't that weird? Which one is it? And that's the issue. I think that's the issue a lot of people are saying. Oh my God, it's the fantastic Chrissy Meyer. How you doing, baby? I haven't seen you since Phoenix last year. How you doing? How's your baby? How's that baby? Hope you're doing well, Chrissy. Yeah, you're behind on all this. Oh yeah, it's just one of those internet things. You know, like Jeremy was in the chat earlier and seemed like he was a little mad, and I don't think he needs to be. This is all comedy and this is entertainment. And Jeremy makes it worse. Like he doesn't need to, but he just makes it worse. And he comes in with this like fighting attitude. Like, bro, it's not that deep for me. I'm just having a good time, brother. You calm down. And I'm not letting you come on my show and start yelling racial slurs so I get my channel banned. Okay, sorry, we're not doing that. But he wanted to come on my show and like fight me. I'm like, bro, fuck off. You can get. This is a serious show, Jeremy. Come on. He said, hello, mama, today. That's awesome. That's awesome. PDH is like trembling. She's like, it's time. I'm like, no. But anyways, Chrissy, yeah, to give you a little bit of an idea, it's looking pretty conclusive. Now it's not 100%, but it's looking pretty conclusive that Jeremy flagged some channels. The channels were removed. He then says he's going to take a break, and then he doesn't, and then he gets mad, and then he gets drunk, and then he tweets about it, and he makes things worse, and then more things come out, and then it kind of just rinses and repeats, and it's been doing that for weeks. So that's what's going on. But Mudahar made a video about it today, so that's how you know it's going wild. I'm sorry, Chrissy. Give me a little bit of time. Give me a little bit of time, Chrissy. All right. Let me get to 40. Okay. Let me get to 40 first, Chrissy. Come on now. Make sure you guys like the stream. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate everybody. And make sure you don't forget, we are only 200 away from Naked Snake. You only need 10 minutes. Shit, Chrissy, I only need 23 seconds. Come on, Chrissy. Don't act like you don't know. All right.
On every cylinder. It's really cringe. Well, listen to this shit.
It wasn't just the money that dropped, it was the views.
Right.
And it was like, I have like a real YouTube rep, not a Durka guy. And like, I was like, what the fuck, bro? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, you mean to tell me Tim Pool's uploading videos and getting 30,000 views and you're telling me nothing's wrong?
Right.
Like, I went from getting 150K views, 100 to 150K views consistently. Sure, I'd have a stinker.
There's
like
been an algorithm shift.
I love when they do the algorithm shift cope. It's like the same cope. It's like, no, my wife's going out for pizza without me. No, she's flying with another guy. She couldn't be cheating on me, bro. That's when
I've been guilty of that in the past, talking about how the algorithm fucks me, and I totally think that's true. Intergalactic transmitter. It's all jokes, so why believe you in the least? You don't have to believe me. I'm playing videos of him speaking. That's all you got to do. You don't have to believe it. I'm just commentating on what I'm seeing. I'm not telling you to believe anything other than what you are seeing with your own eyes. That's how everybody else has come to the conclusion. The algo hates me and my content, or my content sucks. Well, probably a little bit of both. Got him.
Doobie-doobie-doo.
Gotcha, Chris.
that's when the cope is too fucking real. Like you just know it's all over, right? Like you just know you're putting your blame on other things. Jeremy is a dying YouTube channel. And here's the thing, a lot of YouTube channels do tend to like fall off you know, I'll be completely real with you. Even a guy like me, I've fallen off compared to like what the heights of COVID and stuff. A lot of people have their ebbs and flows. A lot of people reach peaks and they just gradually taper off. Jeremy is not a gradual taperer. He is actually somebody that is conveniently fucking falling apart. And this has led to another big sin, another reason for why I'm making this video. Content theft. Now, look, I think content theft is really bad. And I'm actually going to ask one of my favorite cuckolds, alleged cuckolds on the internet.
To be fair, Jeremy said the other day that he's going to put these shorts out and he doesn't care what anybody else thinks because they can just do it too. 2 days later, he actually put out a real short. So I think Jeremy understands that it's shit. And he's starting to change it. So there is some progress here. So props to Jeremy for that because he already changed his shorts, even though he put up an AI one right before it, which was what the fuck. But that's neither here nor there. If you stole content anywhere before 2022, that was one of the golden rules on YouTube. You know how like one of the unwritten rules on YouTube is to never strike a channel, right? Another one of those golden rules used to be taking someone's content. People used to get removed from the internet. It was as bad as the Monday Matt thing. There would be people that got like 100K subs from just doing skits, brother, that were similar to other people's, and they would get fucking laughed off the internet. Gone forever within like 6 months. But now it's totally acceptable, apparently, right? And I put out clips. My shorts been doing really well, but me and PDH react to like videos and laugh and cut up and tell jokes about the videos. We don't just play the video uninterrupted with a watermark, and that's the issue, right? Dogwood Springs sent stay hydrated. What the hell does that mean, Dogwood? What does that mean? It's a gift. What is that? Is that on the thing over here? No, it's not. What the hell is this? Is this a new YouTube thing? Stay hydrated. What does that mean? I'm so confused. Dogwood, what does this mean? Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I'm trying. I'm out of water, though. I haven't eaten today because I streamed right when I got home from doing my workout sessions. I lifted real heavy today, 375 on flat bench. I'm only 175 pounds right now, so it's really hard to get past 400 on flat bench right now. I'm a baby again. YouTube gave me a free gifting thing. Well, hell yeah.
Why content thievery is bad. Listen to this.
It's like here, again, what do I see here? A stolen Kill Tony clip, not from Kill Tony. A stolen Marshawn Lynch clip, not from Marshawn Lynch. You know, I mean, this stuff is crazy.
I feel weird being up here because I feel
Let's see, who's this from? Oh,
I feel weird being up here.
It's actually hard to see who stole this. This is from Life of Logos. They're just stealing it.
Oh my God, Jared, that's so bad. They're stealing shorts from YouTube for financial gains? Surely you, Jeff.
And also, to be fair to that tiny account that was doing that, okay? To be fair about that, just putting it out there. Yeah, there's random unnamed, like no-faced, goofy-ass shorts accounts that do that. Jeremy has 2 million subs, and he's kind of established in the YouTube creator realm. That's different. If some anonymous random person steals like Kill Tony clips, well, yeah, whatever. It's shitty, but they're really, like, to put it in a way Jeremy would say it, they're a nobody, right? So, but that's different. That's different if you're already an established creator. Charitard says, I'll never forget Medicare and Keem ripping Jarbo. It is a very classic clip. I actually remember watching that shit like when it happened before I ever became, a YouTuber. I'm not really a YouTuber. I'm just kind of a guy, small channel. So I don't know. I think if you get to 1 million subs, you're kind of officially a YouTuber now. I don't consider myself one anymore, or didn't. When I tell people what I do for a living, I'm just like, I do social media stuff. That's what I say. Luther Morgan just released a new Jeremy video about coffee. We will watch it after this.
So, of course, obviously, the reason I showed you that is because Quartering has decided to fall into the same trap. Let me walk you through it. Okay? This is like worse than somebody like Sniper Wolf was even alleged of, because at least Sniper Wolf can be somewhat entertaining. There are literal cancer diagnoses that are more funny than the fucking Quartering at this point. But again, to look into his channel over here, you might be like, wow, that's doing pretty good, Muda. Look at that. Almost.
I still hold by the belief that Jeremy's buying subscribers. I can't imagine. You're definitely, well, thank you, Chris. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, appreciate you. Shani! Oh my God, it's Shani. Here you go, Shani. Actually, I have to change my page here. You get one. Thank you. 200 away from Negative Snake Boys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
It's 1 million hits a day. Well, if you actually do some basic internet auditing, ladies and gentlemen, it don't look that good. So if you go to his actual channel and you look up the recent views on videos, you can see that he's talking about Asmongold versus Tim Pool, 23. Elon Omar's going to prison, 54,000. Woke Blob's Rage. So the fat black women, he can't even, they're not cutting the views anymore. Random race bait isn't cutting. The Disney shit isn't cutting anymore. You know, Muslim video, that's not even cutting anymore. Obviously, the black fatigue stuff is probably, people are tired of his fatigue. The people having quartering.
I'm going to explain this. I'm going to explain this to somebody. Here's the thing. Okay. Trev says his subs increase 10K. Exactly. It only counts in 10K increments when you get to that level. But here's the issue, man. I don't think the algorithm likes spamming your channel with 1,000 videos a day anymore. I think that's one of the big things. And Jeremy's kind of locked into that rhythm, and it's hard to get out. I understand that. It's like when I was making GameStop videos, it was almost like a drug. I had to break away from doing it, which allowed me to actually increase another 100,000 subs. And then I was like, fuck, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's the issue. He's stuck in that shit. He's just fucking putting them out there and putting them out. And he's trying to do the old thing. And also on the other end of it, you know, and a lot of people have said this, Jeremy's not really very entertaining. And he didn't really need to be. He just needed to put content out, right? But I think people are starting to become a little bit more choosy on who they watch. You know, people want to, they want to relate to somebody, and especially not right now. Seeing like, and that goes all, we've come full circle to the DM where he was presenting himself with this weird God complex. Normal people see that and they're like, fuck, I do not want to be involved with this guy at all. Right? And I think that's the issue. Not only that, now I would wager that this isn't affecting his viewership that much because Twitter's not really a real place, right? I think it probably is to a degree, but I don't think it is at that much. I think it's just the fact that people have a lot of options now. I mean, I was getting 800 concurrent 2 years ago, and my shit dropped like a rock. And I had to come to terms with people have a lot of choices, and I need to up my game, and I need to be more involved because I would start a stream and I'd be like already down and out and in a bad mood. And so I had to reset everything. And that's kind of what I've been doing the last 2 months. Or well, since November, I guess, 6 months. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. And DK Cripple says, or mainstream media calling y'all bloggers. Oh, the hacker known as 4chan. Cheritar says, funniest cancer diagnosis was Boogie. That was funny because it wasn't real. That was funny. Yeah. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yes. Man.
Fatigue. So obviously, with long-form views this terribly bad, how does he make up for it? Well, if you go to the Shorts tab in this situation, Jeremy has resulted in just straight up downloading everyone else's popular shorts and reposting it on his fucking channel. So I'm going to show you what they look like really quickly, and it'll blow your fucking mind. I swear to God, that shit wasn't intentional. Damn, the fucking webpage crashed. He looks like, okay, dude, reload. Try that one again.
I've got 3 German Shepherds and they're pretty spoiled, but this dog might be on a different level. Check it out.
He just stole somebody else's shit. It's such a boomer post. Like, look at it. It's like he's got the description. He's got all the shitty hashtags over here. Not a single motherfucking attribution to the post. In fact, I can look through the whole ass thing, and instead of like ever attributing the person, all it does is show like a little stupid subscribe notification bell. Like, what are we doing, Jer? What's going on, man? And again, these are Shorts viewers. He's probably earned like 50 cents off of this, and it doesn't ever translate to long-term viewership because the people that like watch Shorts don't give a fuck about how many black people or Muslims you hate at the end of the day. They're just looking at the dog, okay? After that, it's pretty much done. And this goes par for the course for a lot of his other channels. Like, he does this really shitty thing where in order to make him seem like he's a bigger person than he actually is, he will just go onto his other various channels and do the same short span that you've seen right here. Just in this video alone, I can do a little joke version of what he's doing too. Hey guys, there's this weird cuckolding situation on the internet. Let me know what you think.
Gia and I could do an excellent on-screen romance where like I'm the best friend. I'm like her best friend, but I pine after her. And then she just keeps banging all these other dudes. And then I'm like all sad. And then she like realizes that I was me all along, and that she comes to, you know, and then she comes to realize it. And then we live happily ever after. Like, I think we could do that. I mean, that's what I think.
Dude, I'll be honest. You could put me in the most fucked up CIA black site imaginable, and you would not be able to pull that information out of me. That is.
Oh my god, Savvy! Thanks for the raid, Savvy. I hope you're doing well, baby. Thank you. Hope your show was good. I need to get you on my show. I keep forgetting to do things. I'm not good at things. I keep forgetting. He's spilling the beans, Intergalactic. Spin the beans. I think he's relying on short doom scrollers, yet I'm guilty of doom scrolling too. Yeah, I agree. Although I've never been interested in the intro than letting a thing play. But my shorts feed is wild. My shorts feed is usually people like building guitars or working on guitars. That's like my entire shorts feed. Or people skateboarding. I don't know why. It's like guitar playing and skateboarding. A lot of Bam Margera stuff. Him doing like kick flips. I'm like, yeah. Woo! Let's go, Bam.
Fucking sad, dude. But yeah, you know, Jeremy's whole like content grift is kind of dying simply because people are just getting tired of all of this bullshit, right? They're getting tired of like who cares? Like it doesn't hit as hard when you realize the dude yapping about woke blobs. It actually ends up looking like fucking this. Like, bro, how are you going to talk about anybody when you got what's going on here? Like, come on now. Jeremy like just has this look of death inside. I don't understand the hat. Like, make America Charlie Kirk. Would you want America to have a shot in the fucking neck or something? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Now, Jeremy is also really, really intellectual, and this is one of the reasons why you can't really necessarily take his advice to heart. You know, beyond just being like a straight up content thief, he does the other sin of being terribly unfunny and incredibly stupid. So I'm gonna let Jeremy explain his intellectual capacity really quickly, and he'll tell you exactly how dumb he is. So listen to this.
I mean, I know this is kind of a self-own, maybe, but I just don't care because all that I've accomplished speaks for itself. I have not read an entire book in 30 years.
What are you fucking special? Like, you know, and like I wish I could make this shit up, but
it's funny because I feel bad for not reading The Return of the King recently. Like I went through Fellowship and Two Towers, and I felt like an asshole and a stupid like non-intellectual for not finishing it. But it was because I stopped traveling. It was when I was on planes, man, and then I didn't have any more plane stuff. I wasn't traveling anymore, so I just didn't. Unfortunately, Richard, dearest Camelot, they need to get a new phone because after years of making summit pancakes on the screen to your streams, it cuts my thumbs when I swipe. What phone do I recommend? The Google Pixel 10 XL. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate that, you degenerate fuck. Thank you, Richard. Omega says Jeremy sounds like Jerry from Rick and Morty. He does. He does sound like Jerry. Oh, Jerry. He's my favorite character. That's probably why I enjoy A-Log and our boy here. He's just Jerry.
It gets even worse too. Like, you know, his co-host like comes in and starts talking about like, but you've read the Bible, right? Like, come on, now listen to this shit.
I can't do
the Bible. That's it. Like
the Bible, I try to read, but it's super hard for me. Like it's
what
already
translation
written.
do you use? Have you tried NLT?
That's one I bought. Yeah, I bought the NLT one.
I read the Bible, but it's really difficult, dude. There's not a lot of Muslims to make fun of in there, dude. There's not a lot of LGBT stuff to rip on. You know, maybe that one chapter, but that's about it. No, actually, I want to like he says that it's really difficult, so I want to read it for you guys really quickly. This is the NLT version of Deuteronomy 1. So this is what Jeremy considers to be difficult. These are the words that Moses spoke to all the people of Israel while they were in the wilderness east of the Jordan River. They were camped in the Jordan Valley near Soup, between Paran on one side and Tophel, Laban, Hazeroth, and Di-Shahab on the other. You know, in retrospect, he's probably so soy-brained he thinks this is like Dune references. So you know, it's not really that difficult to read. I'll be completely.
Oh, Muda's killing my ass today. He's killing me today, boys. Oh, Jesus. Jeremy trying to find an iron on the route was embarrassing. You know, like, I don't like to be like the one to shit on anybody for that. I went to Alabama public school. I quit school in 10th grade. I never went to college. I got my GED. That's all I've ever done in life. But I know where Iran is on the map because it's, you know, directly west of Afghanistan. And I know, I have it memorized. You know what I'm saying? So maybe like to his defense, he's just never looked at a map. I don't know. Right? But
honest with you, like this is like pre-6th grade reading level. Like we need to, I don't understand how anybody can take this man seriously on the internet. You know, it's not even just this. There are other case examples of Jeremy being a total fucking idiot on the internet too, which is where he starts like talking about like geopolitics. Now, I don't talk about geopolitics because I'm a fucking idiot. I talk about AI and I talk about computer viruses because I can explain that shit relatively well. Jeremy is somebody that has been talking about Iran since the war started, and he is unfortunately unable to identify where Iran is on the fucking map. So I have to mute this because the Kino Casino is kind of really loud over here, but he pulls up this naval like traffic map of everything going on. And of course, you've got Quartering and you got Hannah Claire over here. Now, she's not much better in this situation because she's not really there to, as far as I know, correct Jeremy on this. But Jeremy is trying to find the Strait of Hormuz, and he is so intellectually void that he's literally in Southeast Asia. He's in Australia, for crying out loud. He fucking warps to South America. Jeremy, it's the Middle East, okay? It's not even difficult. Like, it's in the fucking name, bro, okay? Like, it's not like we're asking him to identify like some fucking random, like, fourth tier, like, ex-Soviet bloc country. Bro, it's Iran. You've been talking about it for weeks, months now, okay? You've been talking about it. How can you not identify it on the map? It's like...
Yeah, 100%. I just know where Afghanistan is because the conflict there for so long. And I just knew that Iran was the way. I did this thing where I tested myself after seeing that Jeremy clip, and I pulled up a world map, and I was like, I'm gonna find Iran, and I zoomed in, and I found it within like 3 seconds, and I was like, okay. But I'm to be fair, I'm a dumbass, so that's pretty impressive, I think, for me.
This is your political expertise, sire. Please enjoy it. How PPP would like raise the fucking golden dome and be like, here's your political slop, sir. Enjoy it. He can't even find it, okay? In PPP's own words, Andy Wardsky could find Iran on a map. I'm not even joking. I'm sure most of you guys could probably found Iran on a map before this political expert. The reality is Quartering's channel is dying, and he has to use this like short crap to boost his channel metrics so he doesn't get completely embarrassed on the internet because he's a very vain individual. The reality is he's boring, okay? That's the problem. You know, a lot of people have made Quartering bad videos, and it's always just some stupid, like, fucking essay artist shit where somebody's like, the Quartering has said something really naughty on the internet. He's made quite a lot of crass comments. Bro, that's fucking boring. That's why you got to make jokes, okay? And in Quartering's case, it's not that the conservative media or the algorithm is dying. For instance, here's Candace Owens, nearly 6 million subscribers, okay? And if you look carefully into her entire metric, she's killing it on the internet. She's got Myron Gaines, she's got like Norm Finkelstein, she's got everyone. She's fucking killing it right now. And you know what she talks about? The most insane shit imaginable. Oh, that was my mom calling. It's so cute.
Yeah, I got to put I'm going to draw a good parallel here. Anime fan for YouTube. Ever notice Quartering does the thing where he says creepy shit and to test the boundaries, and then when he gets a negative reaction, he plays it off as a joke and gets defensive? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. So here's how I'll explain that kind of. I think you got a few mulligans, right? Because every creator that you know, especially if they're in the realm of comedy, which I don't think he is, but give me a second to explain. If you're in the realm of comedy, like if you pull up, I mean, you could find the stream of me and Chrissy Mayer, and I tell her about my diet. Like, because Chrissy was in here earlier, that's why I remember this. We were talking about dieting, and I diet every year, and I drop about 30 pounds of body fat. And it's after my bulk, obviously. So it's not like I just keep getting smaller. And she called it the Auschwitz diet. Like extremely dark humor, right? And it was fucking hilarious. Anyways, so that being said, the Auschwitz. And here's the issue. I think you have a couple mulligans. Now, if you can deliver a joke correctly, like Chrissy says crazy shit, but she delivers it really well because she's a comedian, right? That's number one. And number two, I think if you say something real fucked up, you have like a couple mulligans to be like, bro, I was joking, calm down, right? But when it becomes like 37,000 different examples, that's when things start to get like, okay, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You have to like weigh, what's the I did a training on this once. It was called impact versus intent, right? Your intent may be to joke about this thing, but your impact, because you're a public person, may be taken the wrong way. And you always should kind of weigh that before you post, right? Now, a lot of people that like are really, really edgy online would hear that and be like, that's cringe. And I understand what you're saying. But there is a fact of that is something that is prevalent in like public people, or it used to be in politicians. It doesn't seem like anymore. Actors, all that kind of stuff. They all probably train when they get to a certain size. They train on impact versus intent. So I think that's important to always weigh those things going in. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, anyway.
Candace Owens talks about the most insane shit imaginable. She is so insane. If you actually like listen to what Candace Owens is saying, she is without a doubt one of the wildest people that you can find in the conservative space. Her level of unhinged insaneness goes to the point where she's actually being fucking sued at this moment in time. Sued by the First Lady of France, simply, or at least I believe somebody representing it, simply because she called the First Lady of France a man. She's alleged that the First Lady of France is in fact trans, and this has been pretty defamatory, and that's why a whole lawsuit has started. That's how wild and insane that she is, okay? She's literally called Charlie Kirk's death a fucking conspiracy. This is the level of insane fucking batshit.
Also, to point out, I meant to mention this earlier. Jeremy does the exact same style-ish content that Tim Pool does. Here's the difference. Tim Pool is hyper, and even if you don't like him, I know a lot of people in the chat don't like him because he's one of the guys. He's divisive, right? Tim Pool, there is one thing you can say about him. He is hyper researched, and he is of a higher intellect for these things he is talking about, right? And he's also very, very passionate and entertaining. You know, I've been on TimCast like I think 6 times, and he's always the life of the party whenever the cameras are off, and when the cameras are on, he's just going. Now, you may not like him. You may like him. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is he's entertaining. Okay? TheQuartering is the polar opposite. TheQuartering, I think, thought he could do the same thing, but he's not entertaining. He's not really quick-witted. He doesn't really seem to have a high intellect that I can gather. Now, maybe he does, but he just doesn't, he can't present it well enough, or he can't really, compile all of his thoughts into something reasonable or meaningful, maybe. And I think that's kind of what has resulted in the viewership, because Tim still pulls 20,000 concurrent on YouTube. You may be able to say, oh, he's a few thousand concurrent down. Yeah, that's fine. But he still brings 20,000 concurrent, sometimes more. A few months ago, I saw him have 32,000 concurrent. That's a lot, brother. That is a metric fuck ton of people. Right? Regularly, every day, that's metric fuck ton. And you can see, like, on the opposite end of the spectrum, when TheQuartering goes live on YouTube, he gets how many people? 200 to 300. That is the difference. And it's because likely you have 2 options really in this space that are kind of well known. I think TheQuartering is. You have TheQuartering and Tim Pool. And who are you going to choose? If you watch the streams side by side, who are you going to choose? It seems to be obvious. Sean. What difference between a good and a bad pizza joke? The delivery, Cody. Delivery. All right, brother. Okay, now calm down. Calm down. Jared got 50 on YouTube yesterday. To be fair to Jeremy, it was a gaming stream. Gaming streams, I think I only get about 100 to 200 on my gaming streams. So, Guanacampo, how are you, brother? How you doing, brother? Which content creator do you think Jared would take seriously to stop the stuff he's doing? Dimple or Scott? No, I mean, Mudahar released a video. I don't think Jeremy's going to stop. And I think it has to do with like probably, and I hate having to say this because it immediately like, I almost feel bad for people that have to hear it. I think it's just a substance abuse issue. I'm not saying like drugs or anything. I'm saying like, I have friends in the past that have drank 24/7. They never stopped drinking, and they have for years. And it's just really fucked their life up, man. It's just really fucked everything up for them. And I think that's the biggest issue. And I think him stopping that and maybe going to a facility or a rehab deal, I think that would go a long way. No one wants to hear that. Like, he doesn't want to hear that. And I understand. No one wants to hear that. No one likes accountability. I think there's this common misconception where people assume some people can handle accountability and some can't. No one likes accountability, actually. No one does. None of us do. We all don't like accountability. But some of us understand that accountability is the only way to grow. Right? It's the only way to move forward. Like, if you legitimately fuck up, like, let's say you owe $5,000 to these people. Let's say you have a contract with this company and you need to send them $5,000 and you just start ducking them for like a year, right? Eventually there's an accountability there. And I've been in that situation actually, to to where I had no fucking money and I had like an invoice I had to pay, and I let it go for 2 months, and it was killing me inside. And I finally said, "Fuck it, I'm going to skip my mortgage and I'm going to pay this invoice," and I did. And but although I still was able to make ends meet and I made it happen, Jeremy's the kind of guy that will just, in that situation, he would avoid it forever, and he would never speak of it again, and hope he didn't get negative ramifications from it. Right? No one likes accountability. No one does. The way you handle accountability separates everyone.
Jittery that is outclassing people like TheQuartering. He's too busy talking about the woke blobs and the LGBT and the fat gay Muslim, but he's not even focusing on what his competition is doing, which is outclassing him in entertainment and insanery. And it's crazy how like even Candace Owens is able to completely like backbreak this fucking individual when he tries even calling her out. Like she straight up is like, bro, you can't even fucking read. Like, what are you trying to do? Yap on me? Like, come on now. Now, Jeremy also does this really stupid thing where he cries poverty all the fucking time too. So he'll talk about things like revenue is down massively for most people I talk to, with views up year over year, or at the end of the golden years. Now, I think you might be at the end of the golden years, Jeremy, because this shit is just nothing but a crashing ship for you. No amount of short stuffing is ever actually going to bring this viewership back to something that is, I guess, sustainable for your insane operation. You know, it's just, there's other funny shit too. Like, for instance, he'll jump into the culture war shit from time to time and be like, let me talk about Welcome to Derry. The effects are amazing. Episode 1 is great. Episode 2, mostly a racism side quest. You know what you're going to get with anything new these days in terms of woke crap. It's here as expected, but it's been above average so far.
Unrelated, kind of related. I really enjoyed Welcome to Derry. Now there is stuff like that in there, but they kind of outweigh it. There's this one scene where like, all these black people are in a cabin, like having like a party, and then all these white dudes come up with like guns. I think the sheriff is there, maybe, I don't remember, or the old sheriff, and they just start firing into the place, and they're just like shooting people. Their heads are exploding. I was like, holy shit! But the reason that it's happening, it's in Maine, right? It's in Derry, Maine. The reason it's happening is because Pennywise negative influence is making people act that way. It's not just because of my racism, right? So it kind of fit with the story. I enjoyed Welcome to Derry. Daniel Robertson says, you need accountability, buddy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother. You ain't lying, baby. Thank you, man. All right, here we go.
And of course, this guy's like, the racism side quest is actually canon to the source material, though. The Hanlons, the Black Spot Fire, all part of the book. And he's like, I didn't read the fucking book. Like, what the fuck? Like, okay. Why are you talking on it with such confidence? It doesn't make sense. So as he's talking about, like, you know, poor people, call him out. Like he'll show that he's building like a RC racetrack, because like a normal like rich person, apparently he can't just have like normal rich people. Like he can't go out to play like golf, have a nice dinner here and there, maybe buy like a flashy car and drive it around on a track. No, he's got to build like the RC racetrack on his property. And of course, somebody's like, you flaunt your wealth on X, yet you beg poor people to give you money on YouTube and Rumble. You wonder why your viewership is down. You're not genuine and people can see it. Yeah, what a call out. Exactly. And, you know, obviously throughout this whole process too, like he makes this whole thing about like, you know, guys, I had to take down these channels because my wife was under attack, my poor wife. So, and then he talks about this. He talks like this about.
Yep, this is a great point. TMF Squid says, speaking of experience, when Jared quits drinking, every part of his body is going to hurt for weeks. It's not, if not cause seizures. Yeah, it depends. Now, I think beer is a little different, but I'm pretty sure he drinks like whiskey and stuff, which, yeah, if you're drinking a metric fuck ton of whiskey every night, yeah, you're going to have to, what my buddy did, I had a friend growing up that had this issue, and me and my other friend measured his shots out for him, and we got him down to like 2 shots a night, and then he came off drinking like that. And it was vodka. It was Burnett's vodka. We actually made him a Burnett's vodka birthday cake. It was shaped like a Burnett's vodka bottle, which was hilarious. This is a long time ago, but he made it. He survived it. And that's what we did. The cold turkey and it's going to be brutal. You know, my alcoholic friend tried to quit drinking and died. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like refeeding syndrome, right? Like Helena, one of my friends, Helena, she told me about refeeding syndrome back during the Holocaust. I actually didn't know that was a thing. So that was pretty enlightening to learn about.
A significant other.
There's a guy at work who claimed that vegan veg didn't smell. Well, I can tell you this. My wife has been a vegetarian, and you can tell the difference. Okay. I'm not going to, you know.
They're going after my wife, guys. Proceeds to talk about her vaginal smell on the internet. Like, brother, you got to make it make sense. Like, and as somebody that has criticized other people for like the shit that they would get sent while they were being harassed, you know, I think it's fair for people to ask, hey, can you like actually post public proof of these like attacks towards you and your family. And I don't really think these attacks are really all happening because if your wife, and like you said, you were in danger or something like that, or like people were really going after you, one of your community posts would not be a co-post with your wife that I had to block out of here because all you have to do is co-post about how the internet's been insane and they've been digging up disgusting rumors.
Yeah, and this goes hand to hand with him saying he likes to kick the hornet nest and then claim his family's being harassed. But then he posts pictures of his wife and then he kicks the hornet's nest more. He is his own catalyst in everything that's happening. And that's what everybody's like, bro, like, you got to stop. There's a lot of people talking about this, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people talking about this. And a lot of people are legitimately like, man, you just got to stop. You got to stop responding, brother. Right? But then Jeremy, the way he sees it, and whatever it may be, maybe it's psychosis, maybe he's drinking. I'm not going to pretend to know. But he sees it as just haters, haters, haters. No one gives a fuck. And I'm like, no, actually, I root for the underdog. Right now, I know there's people on forums and shit. They're like, I want to see him die. I totally get it. I remember the same thing with Nick. I like to see people make a really crazy comeback in these kind of situations. Right. But the first step towards that is you got to like be like, look, I fucked up. I'm taking a break. I shouldn't have flagged these channels or instructed people to do so or threatened to do it. This is my fault. I'm going to do everything I can to get this channel reinstated. I'm going to take a break from the internet and I'll be back. Until further notice, I'm going to reevaluate everything. I'm going to go to rehab. I'm going to take control of my life. I think that would be cool. Right. Unironically, I know a lot of people in the chat, like 90% of you guys are like, fuck him. And I get it. But like, I like to see people go through fucking hell and high water and then they come out the other side. I like that. It's inspiring to me. You know what I'm saying? So I would like that to happen. And Jeremy could hear this and he would just be like, you're just a hater. You're a piece of shit. I'm like, bro, do you hear what I'm saying? I hold no hate at all. Chai tea. Jared became a combination of Goyle World Locals. Goyle World. Chai tea, what the fuck are you saying? What are you talking about? All right, anyways. Let's finish this off and then we're going to move to Luther
If you feel
Morgan.
that your wife is in danger, you as a conservative Christian man should protect your wife and keep her away from this public face while these turbulent times are happening. But Jeremy doesn't care. It's all like a fucking grift for him, okay? Like, he can barely read like the easiest translated version of the Bible, okay? You think he's actually putting any effort into this crap? Get out of here. And, to an extent, even his co-hosts are rather interesting as well, too. Like, you've got people like Melanie Mack, for instance, who is such a Bible head herself, but really the only things I've seen her kind of comment on about Christianity is the gay stuff, is like the sodomy shit. Like, that's really what like her expertise lie in. It's like, how can I use this to be like constantly fucking bigoted on the internet? She's basically trying to be like the Westboro Baptist Church, but just nowhere near as entertaining. It's what happens when you're not an entertaining person. Melanie Mack has never been an entertaining individual, okay? Whenever she was a nice girl or whenever she is now, she has never been an entertaining person, okay? She is literally somebody that has been only able to grift and through that build an audience. Because when you're catering to an audience like hardcore Christians, and it goes for like Muslims, it goes for anybody. Once you have this dedicated fan base that you're able to tap into, it's probably one of the easiest ways to succeed. She cannot give an original opinion. Read some, listen to this shit.
It's in verse 11 that says, I meant that you are not to associate, don't associate at all, with anyone who claims to be a believer yet indulges in sexual sin, or is greedy, or worships idols, or is abusive, or is a drunkard, or cheats people.
So is it okay then for you to be friends with a guy that is inviting his buddy and his wife over and telling her big old boobs to come into the hot tub? I just want to understand, which part of the Bible do you actually like listen to and which parts do you just use for internet grifting? I just need to know the answer to that, really. And of course, her big thing is just screaming like the F slur and going like hardcore homophobic or whatever. When in reality, it seems like she's married a guy that can't seem to stop talking about gay shit all the time, right? Like, he's literally over here saying, that moment you realize your list doesn't make you sound like an adorable gay man, but like someone that has had a stroke instead. FML. Now, you might be like, Muda, that's from 2013. That's been forever ago. And to be real with you, it's these kind of people that I like to consider chameleons because they don't really have any beliefs themselves. There's people who will say that I'm like a fucking grifter in this situation. And the reality of it is I have to ask, it's like, where? Like, I never ever, like, I actually say what I want to say. And I understand that whenever I want to say something, it'll cause me to lose followers or make
100%. Yeah, it was a very, very solid video from Mudahar. It sucks. I'll say one thing that really sucks about Mudahar making a video is things keep happening, right? Like, Jeremy keeps allowing things to happen. And Celtic Girl says he needs to just apologize to Kino and log off. And I agree with that. I agree. I think that would be the best possible move. 100%. It's just log off, take a break, come back swinging. You know, like there's got to be a point to where you see posts getting thousands of likes. Thousand. I mean, your Rumble stream is 90% dislikes. 100% of the comments in Hannah Claire's on her channel and 100% of the comments on his Rumble are all negative across the board. There comes a time where you got to be like, okay, look, am I wrong? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Let's check out Luther Morgan's new video where he's talking about the coffee thing, because Luther Morgan's been pretty interesting to watch lately. Morgan. He put it out 30 minutes ago. Let's pull her up. Let's have a good time doing so. And then we'll start winding down. I do have to get up at 7 a.m. and drive to Talladega. And I got to practice my NASCAR race car for a little while. Get it dialed in before the race Saturday. So he needs an intervention, like a TV show intervention. It was a good show. Hard to watch from a psych standpoint. Yeah. When is a good time for vacation? Probably when you're stressed out. Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, he has said that before. He says he never takes vacations, and I think that would be a good thing, actually. You know, thank you, Chrissy. We are $150 from Naked Snake Boys. Ben Ryder says, Cody, there's going through hell and putting yourself through hell. All of this is his own doing. All he had to do was ignore. I agree. I think everyone would agree that it was his own doing. Because all you have to do is ignore. Like, that's the thing with trolls, man. They're entertaining, but when it comes to things that should be an untrue or alleged statement that isn't true, you don't respond to it. You just move on, right? That's why everybody's like, whoa, why did he suddenly get butthurt about the cuck thing? Now everybody just thinks it's true, right? All right, boys. Let's go through Luther Morgan's
about Coffee Brand Coffee and the ongoing investigation as we answer or try to answer the question, where is the coffee factory? Now, I got a helpful tip from a friend of the channel, Duty Streams, and he suggested a whole new different avenue of investigation. And, you know, unlike unlike Mr. Hambly, I actually give credit. And it made me think about it in a totally different way. Instead of trying to find the food processing plant and then connect the plant to the product, I should get the product and then reverse engineer where the product came from. So I bought Coffee Brand Coffee. That's right. I wasted 40 of my own dollars to get Coffee Brand Coffee. Dang. So if you like this investigation and you want to support it, please consider checking out the book on Amazon, Lol Cows, The Internet's Never-Ending Tragedy. Or if you can't read, like Jeremy Hambly, the audiobook is available on Spotify and Audible. All right, so back to the video. So I ordered the coffee, and I started doing a little bit of investigation into what are the requirements to sell things on Amazon, because Amazon is kind of like his Achilles heel. So if we go to the Amazon Seller Central and we go to grocery and gourmet foods and we go to product requirements.
By the way, to give everybody some context here, Luther Morgan did a deep dive recently that got struck down, got flagged down, talking about Jeremy's Coffee Brand Coffee and how Jeremy had been allegedly lying about where it's located, what it is it white label, is it drop ship? We don't really know, but Jeremy claims that he basically built the company with his own hands and does everything. Like, he has employees that do all of the stuff for him, when in actuality, it looks like he's not really involved with it, actually. So that's what this guy's talking about. He's getting to the bottom of the Coffee Brand Coffee thing.
If you see right here, it says you must be licensed or have the approval of relevant government agency for the products you're allowed to sell. So this would be his food manufacturer, food processing plant license. And then if we go through here, it says label in English all products covered by federal, state, and local laws. For federal labeling policies, see the FDA food labeling and nutritional guide for that. And we'll get to that in just a second. So there's also further requirements. So for food and beverage, it says listed here, examples of permitted listings. Properly prepared and sealed food and beverages. All food packaging must include the following. And right here, name and address of the packaging company. So I knew by the time this thing got to me in the mail that either two things would be true. Either Jeremy Hambly is not in compliance with the Amazon food listing requirements, or the coffee will have the exact thing that I need on it. So as I waited for this thing in the mail, I did a little investigation into what are these FDA food requirements. So coffee by itself doesn't have to have nutritional facts. So if we go to the FDA document here, it's 132 pages. We go down to foods with no nutritional significance. It says, are spices, coffee, and tea required to be nutritional labeled? And it says right here, exempted food includes coffee beans, whole or ground. So let's go further. However, Hambly sells coffee that has artificial flavoring in it. This
Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Everybody keeps saying hop goal. You want to do a hop goal? Shit. All right, Jesus, calm down. We'll do 15 minutes, 10 gold super chats. Power hour. There you go. There's your power hour, boys. There you go. Jesus, now stop spamming me, you bitch. You bitches. There we go. Thank you, guys. 10 gold boys. $10 super chats.
half of his coffee is artificial flavoring. So if we go through the same document, page 18, it says, how are spices, natural flavors, or artificial flavors declared in the ingredients list? So you also need an ingredients list. These may be declared in the ingredients list by either using specific, common, or usual names by using declaration spices, flavor, or artificial flavor, or natural flavor. And it gives us example here. And if we go down to the next page here, it says, do you have to parenthetically declare all the ingredients and flavors that conform to a standard of identity? And it also says, if the flavor is declared by the standardized name, i.e., vanilla extract, whatever, each ingredient must also be declared parenthetically following the standardized name. So a lot of his coffee has artificial flavoring. So this artificial flavoring, whatever the hell chemicals are in it, are supposed to be listed. So also while I waited on the coffee to come in, I did a little research into what's the coffee trade information websites. What do they say about this when it comes to coffee labeling? And we have 3 sources of information here because I wanted to be extensive. So this is Roastar, the whole package. So this is a whole company dedicated on helping coffee companies design packaging. So we go through here. Every bag of coffee you sell, whether that's at the farmer's market or in a national grocery store. So Hambly's talked about wanting to get into Walmart. Right here, name and place of business.
Oh,
that means the manufacturer, packer, or distributor. The full address is safest, but a website that clearly links to your contact info can suffice.
Oh, no.
He doesn't have any contact info on his website.
So. Oh, no. I wonder what it's going to say. Hey, here comes the Gold Boy train. Billy, first one of the night. Thank you, Billy. Becky G. Hell yeah, Becky. Thank you. Appreciate you, baby. And Mr. Long last name, my boy. I'd rather pay you out. Well, hell, why not both? Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. 3 out of 10 already. You guys are goated. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. 3 Gold Boys on the train. So let's see if the packaging actually had contact info on it. That'd be interesting.
So we got one source here. Also, it says if your coffee is flavored, you'll need an ingredients list and potentially an allergy warning. So just to be sure, here's the FDA requirements around flavor additives. So it's a dead link, but I went and found it. So if you're, if you want to look at the FDA code here, it's whatever this 101.22 food labeling of spices, flavorings, colorings, and chemical preservatives. So if we enter this page here, we go to, so here we go, Code of Federal Regulations, and we scroll all the way down here to this one. A statement of artificial flavoring, artificial coloring, or chemical preservative shall be placed on the food or in its container or wrapper, or any 2 or all 3 of these may be necessary. So this flavored coffee, will it have a statement about what the artificial flavoring is? Here's another source. What do coffee labels need to meet government regulations? So this is from CTM Labeling Systems, another company that's dedicated to designing coffee packaging. So if we go right here, so IP, this is the information panel. The IP requires an ingredients list and contact information for the producer.
Luther Morgan's going hard. He's going real deep into this.
Producer or distributor.
Is it compliant? Oh my God.
And it says here, the ingredients are listed in the order of highest weight to lowest weight. So let's also get another one in here. So this is Durapack, FDA labeling requirements for coffee. What do I need in the nutritional facts panel? The FDA does not require a nutritional facts panel for plain roasted coffee. However, you must include nutritional facts panel if your coffee has flavorings. Vanilla, hazelnut, pumpkin spice, etc. And then here we go here. Do you have to list caffeine content? No, caffeine disclosure is not mandatory. However, you must list caffeine if you add extra caffeine to the product. So
imagine 6,000 milligrams.
Coffee Brand Coffee sells a coffee that has extra caffeine in it. So I wonder, does it have that caffeine listed on the packaging? Here as well, do you have to register with the FDA? FDA registration is required if you roast your own beans, package coffee under your brand, operate a warehouse that ships coffee products. So Jeremy Hambly has claimed all 3 of these things.
This is me and 6, 7 other employees here in the United States. We roast our own beans. This isn't some drop ship thing. We have our
so Jeremy says it's me and 7 other people. We roast our own things. So Jeremy kind of implies that he's in this warehouse working.
Own fulfillment facility. We have our own customer service. I personally dial in every single blend when it comes down to the flavor and how long it's roasted, what temperature it's roasted, the level of darkness. I'm deeply involved. Tucker Carlson was spotted by the way, on the coffee, we roast our own beans. We're not some weirdo dropship organization like literally all my competitors on YouTube. So, give us a try.
Many of you know I run a coffee company. I'm not some drop ship company. We roast our own beans. We hand our own fulfillment. We have our own employees. We have our own roasting stuff. We have what is one of the most popular items.
So does he have FDA registration? Now, unfortunately, the FDA doesn't have a database, so I couldn't look that up. I know you would think it would exist. So anyway, all right. So packaging rules for small coffee businesses. Even at a small scale, your coffee packaging must include basic label information. Boom, right here. Your name and address. Your name and address, guys. Now you might be thinking, oh, well, Luther, what if Hambly applied for the FDA, U.S. Food and Drug Administration Small Business Nutritional Labeling exemption? Well, he's never raised this as a defense. So, and if this is true, that he has a small business nutritional labeling exemption, show me the paperwork, Hambly. So this is what coffee is supposed to look like. So this is just some coffee that I had in the cupboard. And right there, it says the ingredients list, coffee, and then it says proudly distributed by, the name of the company, and then the city, state, and the zip code where it is. That
I really hope he has this coffee on hand. I really, really do. TMS Squid with the 4th gold boy says, anyone with a level of intelligence knows that Jared didn't build a company from nothing, but instead either drop ships or uses a white label company. Nothing new for me. Yep. And I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. It's just the fact that he's said the opposite. That's when people are like, whoa, hold on. Right? Crouton says, what are the oranges for, brother? Thank you, TMF Squid. I love you. I appreciate you. Billy, another yellow for the snake. We are exactly $100 from Naked Snake. Oh my God. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Here we go.
Well, you can find it. So you guys tell me what you think. Once the coffee arrived, was it not compliant with the food safety regulations, or did it have the exact information that we needed? Well, everyone who said that he was non-compliant with the food regulations, you're correct. The information regarding the coffee factory is not on the labeling. So I purchased this. It's spiked jack-o'-lantern coffee, mainly because I thought it could be expired because it's clearly Halloween themed. And there is absolutely no information. There's no coffee factory information. There is no ingredients list. There's no nutritional facts. It's totally non-compliant. Totally non-compliant. Now you say, what about the K-Cups, Luther? Well, those are totally non-compliant too. Now, they don't need nutritional facts because it's just regular coffee, but there's no information about the packaging or the factory that it came out of. So again, with a non-compliance. So this is more than just about memes. This is more than just about grifting. This is more than just about YouTube drama. This is about food safety. This is about food safety, consumer protection, and transparency that is...
Well, that's alarming. So he's non-compliant. Whoa, buddy, he's non-compliant. Oh, no. Oh, no. Jesus, brother. TMS Squid says, I'm going to add that there's tons of white label companies that allow you to customize coffee blends, roast, and flavors. There's no way Jeremy built a coffee company from scratch without years of research. Yeah. Poison brand poison. Oh, my God, brother. Oh, my God. Yeah, I know you're right. Building something from scratch would be so insane, but he did say he had to take out like a $300,000 loan and put $80,000 on his credit card to afford all the equipment for the coffee company. So I don't know what to believe, bro. And I think you guys are right in the same way. Like no one really knows. No one really knows. Thank you, Squid. Appreciate you, Squid. Thank you, Billy. Love you. Appreciate you guys. 6 out of 10 gold boys. 6 out of 10 gold boys, boy. Thank you guys. All right. There we are.
Owed to customers from food producers. What the hell are these flavorings? What is in this coffee? How do you get coffee beans to be flavored like blueberry? How do you get coffee beans to be flavored like pumpkin, whatever? What's the ingredients? Why won't you share it? Why won't you tell us where the coffee factory is? Why won't you show an FDA certification or your local state food regulations? Because I've tried to look in both Utah and Wisconsin. We already covered that. I wasn't able to find a food manufacturing facility. Why don't you want to share this information? Because what if someone has a food allergy? What if there's contamination at the plant and you need to do a recall? How are you going to do that if there's no information? I mean, people could get hurt. People could get sick. Like, this is more than just internet stuff now. Food producers want to be able to do what Jeremy Hambly's doing. They want to be able to just put stuff out there in the marketplace, don't give the consumer any information, and then if people get sick or people get hurt or people have an allergic reaction, they can't trace it back to them. This is why we have FDA certification. This is why Amazon has labeling requirements. This is why it's important to put information and give consumers information just in case something happens. Well, what are we going to do? Well, I'm going to send certified mail to Coffee Brand Coffee LLC, as well as the registered agent, requesting this information so that we can get to the bottom of it. Now, certified mail costs money. People don't want to do that. Totally get that. Well, the only contact tool that's available for the general public is the email address, hello@coffeebrandcoffee.com. Now, do not flag TheQuartering. Do not flag any of his information. Do not flag his stuff on Amazon. Don't do anything that breaks the terms of service or is illegal. Go to his website and request through the proper channels in a nice, polite, professional email Where is the coffee factory? That's what we need to do. In fact, how about we all do that together right now? Hey guys, so here's my email. Hello, I purchased your coffee on Amazon. It did not have an ingredients list or nutritional information. Please provide what flavorings, artificial or natural, are in your coffee. Please send the location of the manufacturing facility. I will expect a response in 5 business days.
He ain't gonna get that.
Have a good weekend, Luther Morgan. So this is a totally above board business inquiry. And this business, Coffee Brand Coffee, the only way to get in touch with them is via email. So if I email them and you email them and everybody else watching this video emails them, we might just learn the truth because we're consumers and they're a food manufacturer. We have a right to know where our food is coming from. Wouldn't you say? And just a little side note here. I am so sick of free Hannah Claire. Why doesn't Hannah Claire free herself? As far as I know, she's not locked up in Jeremy Hambley's basement. How about you ask your corpulent man-child boss where the coffee factory is? How about you ask him why he doesn't give nutritional facts, why he doesn't provide consumer information, why he's hiding where his coffee factory is? How about you ask him those very, very important questions? Because everyone wants to say they're a journalist. Everyone wants to say they're an investigator. Everyone wants to say they're a truth teller or a truth seeker. Well, how about you actually get off your fucking ass and ask him some of these tough questions? You don't have to ask him about his bedroom life. You don't have to ask him about internet drama, but this is about food safety. What?
You know what? I think we covered that earlier. The issue with the Hannah Claire thing is she doesn't really have a super big backup, because she was on Tim as well, and then she was with TheQuartering, and she doesn't really have something to fall back on. Now, I do think that she could probably use this as not specifically this drama, but use this as a jumping off point to kind of really deep dive into her channel, bring other people on, start talking about stuff. It'd be hard, but you could do it. Numbers and whiskey. Jeremy's a real life Cartman. Yeah, dude. Yeah, 100%. Maverick Cuba. The internet doesn't play if you're lying or grifting. They will get you even harder than when I get you tonight. Tonight you ball good and rape. Thank you, Maverick. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, dude. Oh, Maverick over here. What does that put us at? We got 3 left, 3 gold boys until we hit that gold boy rant. Thank you, Maverick. Ariane. I'm sorry. The vegetarian. I apologize. I'm probably butchering that. Thank you for your rant on accountability. I'm clipping it and sharing it with my pastors on Sunday. Well, hell yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ariana. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Ariana. I like Ariana better. It sounds cool. I hope that's right. Random says, "Oh shit, nose pumps online. I got to peace out." No, you don't leave me for that piece of shit. No, I'm just kidding. Come on, you don't want to see some guy dressed poorly. We don't need Saul Goodman. Okay, you need Snake. Thank you. Oh, I didn't know that, Carnal. Really interesting. Very, very interesting. Yep. Anyways, so that is like the height of what has happened today. I was actually not expecting Jeremy to respond to me and then to come into chat, like demanding to come on my show. That was weird. But like I said, I'm not interested. This is all fun for me, and I can't risk Jeremy coming on and like trying to get my channel deleted by saying certain things and whatnot. Because if we go by past behavior of Jeremy, that's likely on his docket, and I'm not trying to do that. I actually rely on this to make ends meet. So I'm not like a multimillionaire like Jeremy, like he says he is. So there's not a way I can really allow that to happen unless it's pre-recorded, right? Other than that, So, but I do hope that Jeremy gets his shit together. Like I said, I like an underdog story, and I know that pisses people off to hear. But I would like him to come out and apologize to the Kino guys, and be like, "Hey, look, I fucked up. Put a statement out there. He's going to face accountability. He's going to take time off. He's going to go hit rehab. He's going to get his life in order for himself, his co-host, and his family, and move on." And I think that's a very respectable way to go. Now, will he still get roasted? Sure, but that shouldn't matter. Deported Sicilian Gamer says, "TheQuartering roasts his own beans, aka gets Apple Tower by Tucker Carlson Temple in a Russian factory where the product is produced. She is what gives you a coffee brand coffee. It's special flavor. My man, you wild as hell." 30 seconds, 2 gold boys left. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Random unbreaded YouTuber says, "I'll let him know your fashion critique." Thank you. Yes, let him know. Let him know. Now. We are $50 from Naked Snake. Oh my God. I do need to raid somebody within like the next 5 minutes though, because I have to get off, go to bed, and get up at 7 a.m. and go to the racetrack. So don't forget, he's never coming back from this. He's never going. You're right to a degree where I agree that he won't come back in the same capacity as before. I think that's what's important. But does he really need to? Like, you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to be making fucking $100,000 a month, bro. You know, like I pull in enough to pay my mortgage and my other bills, and that is like, I'm ecstatic with that. It's definitely not anywhere near 100 or 10,000, not even 10,000, right? It's just gets me by, and I love doing it, and I intend on doing it forever, and as long as I can. So, but he wants to be. I think that's what he values is the currency side of it, right? The monetary side of it. I think that's what he completely values the most and everything. He values being seen as somebody of great ability, of great stature, of great intellect. And that's not necessarily true. And you also don't need to be true. What you think about yourself and what your family thinks about you is what matters, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you crazy boy. You crazy boy. Oh my God. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. All right. Hey, make sure you do me a favor, guys. Spam the like button as hard as you can. Please, right now. Let's get to 700. I have, I might go live tomorrow at the racetrack if I have decent service and just talk to y'all for like an hour, and it'll be a completely different type of show. But I'll be at the racetrack at Talladega, and I got to focus on getting out there and doing what I can do to be successful. Hopefully, go out there and get a checkered flag. It's a shot in the dark, but crazier things have happened. So, a real humbling experience. I listen. Well, yeah, that's a great point. A humbling experience that kind of rocks your foundations, that forces you into improving. Some people don't get forced into improving. They just crash and burn forever. Right? So that's just how these things is. Thumb it up or thumb it down. I don't know. Whatever you prefer. Sandy, what's up, baby? How you doing? Shout out to Chrissy Mayer for hanging out in the chat all night. I appreciate you, Chrissy. Can't wait to see you again. Shout out to Jeremy for hanging out for a little bit in the chat. Appreciate that, dude. I showed him the funny, though. I showed him the funny video. Yeah. Beep, 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 beep. All right. I won't try. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. He just gets to shit shield for the bull, like how Trump has been Yahoo's chair butler. I don't exactly know what that means, kind of loosely. Hey, D Max Gay. What's worse, Bill Gates meat or quartering coffee? Good luck. Thank you, brother. Which meat are we talking about, brother? Come on. Which weed meat? How much money did he say he spent on the K-Cup machine? I think it was like, 15 or 30,000. I can't keep it straight. He said something about 80,000 at one point in time, but thank you, Damasky. I appreciate you. Thank you, Squish. Sorry, for some reason it's not populating on my end. Thank you, Squish. Thank you, Celtic. I appreciate you. Thank you. Want to say 20K? Yeah. I mean, it's something like that. Something like that. Running SB 2.2, Jim. No, we're running Elmore. Elmore. I think every car in the field is running an Elmore with the exception of maybe two. Like maybe two. Because it's the spec motor, right? $60 away from Naked Snake with a couple minutes left. What time is it? I got 6 minutes left. Appreciate you guys. Love you. Appreciate you. Hope you guys have been enjoying the streams lately. It's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying following this whole kerfuffle. A lot of people get a little bit too passionate about it, but I do think it's very interesting, and I think accountability is very, very important. And I don't see why. Let me say this. Maybe it's just too far gone now, right? It's just too far. I guess that's all I can really think about it. Just too far. And he doesn't really see a way to come back from it either. I don't know, maybe. Chad Thomas with a pink boy. Oop. SP2 is a great engine, Jim. I used to have two in my garage. just sitting there on stands. I sold both of them. And I had an R5. I had 2 R5s. I sold both of those too. Chad Thomas, got you, boss. Good luck on Saturday. I'm rooting for you in the Snow Bunny. Thank you for the pink boy, Chad Thomas. I love you. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. You're goated. Appreciate you, bro. I think I followed you on Instagram finally because I saw you. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. That puts us 10 away. Thank you. Toronto Thrashers. Maybe I'll watch NASCAR on Saturday. Been a long time. Well, it's at 11:30 Central, I think. So thank you, Celtic. Yeah, so I think Cletus McFarland's in the race too. So that'll be fun. You know, I don't have anything planned after this for a long time. So this is going to be a fun one. I'm going to go out there and really enjoy it. So I'm excited. So thank you, Chad. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, buddy. Maverick. I'll be at the racetrack with you. I'll be at the racetrack with a very special fly. You bastard. How dare you, Maverick? How dare you? Come on, brother. Reagan Knight says, I'll be rooting for you this weekend. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Reagan. I appreciate you, brother. I love you. Thank you, buddy. Reagan's the man, by the way. Damasky says, he's fast. Oh, he's fast. Oh, I doubt it. I'll let you know tomorrow. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. All right. Yes. But I think the common theme to all this, what's up, Tizion Nos? I think the common theme about all this is TheQuartering calls everybody he doesn't know or like nobodies that are terminally online that have nothing going on in their lives. That's what he said about me today, which is very interesting to me. And I think people he doesn't care for, I think he just says that stuff without actually knowing. You know, like I've been racing full-time NASCAR for 2 years. I've been in every single freaking state, almost, with the exception, I think, Washington. We go to Washington? We ever go to Washington? No? Okay. Yeah, or Oregon. I don't think we went to Oregon. Yeah, but every other state, I think. Most every other state. Montana, yeah, North Dakota, South Dakota. We didn't go to those, but we went to almost every other one. We went to New York and all that. So, yeah, PDH is sitting over here, by the way, playing WoW. But, yeah, we've been everywhere. Been racing, been a lot of fun. I've been having such a good time, so. It's been awesome, dude. It's been a dream come true. And I'm so glad I got to do it for a little while. And yeah, it's been awesome, dude. So I don't hold any ill will towards Jeremy for saying that about me, to be honest, because it's not true. And I don't believe that true for myself. And again, whatever I believe about myself is what matters. And whatever PDH and my family believe about me is all that matters to me. I don't really care about anything else. I know what I've done and I know what I've worked towards. That's all. That's where it ends. That's the buck stops there. With I don't care about anything else. So that kind of stuff's never bothered me. You know, especially when it comes from like somebody that can't leave their house without having a panic attack. That's weird. You know, I mean, it's a true thing. I mean, I know Zia suffered from that too. It sucks, but it's also weird when you're like a man. Thank you, Stacker. Appreciate you. Hey, if you guys are new fans here, I really appreciate that. I think of myself as a little boring, but I really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys subscribe. You keep liking my stuff. I'll have videos coming out about it all the time. And then you might see me tomorrow live on my phone with the race and stuff. So it's going to be very, very exciting. So I'm excited for that. So make sure you guys subscribe as hard and as fast as possible you can. Go check out my video from yesterday or from this morning about Craig leaking all the DMs between him and TheQuartering and Melanie Mack. That was very interesting stuff. And let's get the hell on it, doggone it. Appreciate you guys. Billy says, do Snake. I am not going to do Snake. I'm going to repay y'all with a fight milk on a future show. The reason is because the viewership's been really good lately, and I want to use the whole raid to supply somebody with that. I want to help people out that I like. And I know it's shitty, but I'm going to repay you guys with a free fight milk, okay? Free fight milk. I love you, and I appreciate it. The goal continues to increase, or the streak has increased, but I want to send everybody in the stream to another channel so they can have fun. So that's what I want to do. Okay. All right. Somebody said raid Cinevere. I don't see her live. Oh, it says upcoming. She's not live though. Do one after the race. Yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. We should raid. Jim tells you, Smash JT. My channel's under attack by the woke left. Or Ricky Berwick. It's his birthday. Let's raid Ricky Berwick. Fuck it. Make sure you guys do me a big ass favor. Spam the like button, please. Coker says, I know NASCARs are not meant for quarter mile runs, but what would your car pull? If it was set up for it, with like a 6.55 ratio rear end gear and like thick ass tires that were ready to go and like the weight made for that. I mean, it would run like a quarter mile. It'd run like an 8, probably 8.5, something like that, I'd imagine. Right. So yeah, it'd be good. Hannah can still have a career if she doesn't go down with this shit. Melanie's too self-righteous to do the same. I don't know. I do think Hannah is in the best position, right? I'll show you a common theme tonight. You, goddamn Maverick. Are you Nexi, Daxi, the guy that Naxi, the guy that always used to do this shit to me. Remember your phone charger and track. I will. Thank you. I appreciate you. What lead do I race in? I race in NASCAR, Junior Williams. I race in Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and ARCA Series. What is car number 01 this weekend? Talladega. Usually it's 72, but I'm racing for a different team at Talladega because different. We're on the East Coast. In the trucks, I was 2 all last year. Number 2. All right. Number 01, boys. I'll show you a picture of my car. Here you go. Thank you guys for getting us the Naked Snake. I really appreciate that, guys. I love you. I appreciate it. We just keep killing it. It's been so much fun. Or 6-7. There we go. Here's my car for the race this weekend. It's the old law cow machine. Boogie and Wings are going to be there. I'm very excited. We're going to have a fun. It's going to be a shit show. We're going to have a lot of fun. So look forward to it. We come to Daytona. Yeah, I usually race Daytona. I didn't this year though because I was planning on I was doing other things. I raced Phoenix, the race directly after. But that's our car for Talladega, the law cow car. Hell yeah, brother! Very, very exciting. It's gonna be awesome. Boogie and Wings are gonna be there. Yeah, it's gonna be a shit show. It's gonna be fun, man. It's all for fun. Like a lot of people, I think, get caught up in stuff. This stream today, all the people in it, we're all here for entertainment and for fun. Let's be honest. And that's what it's all about, right? And that's the thing that I think is the whole reason that the quartering is going through what he's going through right now is because he forgot that. And now he's attacking people. So we're just talking about it and having fun, and he's getting pissed and he's coming in chat angry. I'm like, bro, you're missing the fucking whole arc here. This is all about fun. And you started taking it too serious. Not my fault, man. Bro, I see some more ad room. Let me get in on that. Bro, where's my money, brother? Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. What time is the Staples open? You give me about $2,000, Staples. Staples opens at 8 a.m. That'd be cutting it close. I get it printed off, put it on the car. You send it to me tonight, brother. Let's go. Throw it on the car. I could probably make it happen. It'd be fucking cutting it close. I'd probably make it happen. I'm gonna raid Ricky Berwick. Let me make sure he's live. Thank you guys so much for having so much fun with me. It's been so fun. Record-breaking streams every day. It's something I'm not very used to, so I really appreciate it. Let's find it. Where is it? Ricky, where are you, Ricky boy? Ricky, where are you? I don't want to raid him if he's off because you know how it gets. Berwick. Ricky, what are you doing, Ricky? There he is. Oh my God, we gotta raid Ricky, boys. We gotta raid Ricky Berwick. We're raiding Ricky Berwick tonight, guys. Say Cam raid. Oh, what's up, MA? Oh, guess what, MA? I got all my logos printed that you were yelling about. So you just calm down. All right. We're raiding Ricky Berwick. Say Cam raid in the chat as hard as you can, please. It's going to be hilarious. I'm excited to see you guys at the track. If you're coming, let me know. I'll be live, of course, either tomorrow or Saturday at the track. And I will be streaming Monday, of course. If I don't stream Sunday, I'll be streaming Monday. So I'll be keeping up with everything, though. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can keep up with everything with me. We're 12 likes from 700. I'm going to ask you to spam it so we hit it right now. And I'll see you guys over there. Hell yeah. What kind of content's this channel? Oh, you about to find out, boy. Oh, yeah. I'll see you guys over there. Say Cam raid in the chat. Thank you again, Chad. I love you, buddy. Thank you again to all the insane people that came in tonight. Oh, Willie Will, thank you so much, brother, for that red boy. Dude, where's my maker? Appreciate you. All the orange boys, Eric Hyas, all you guys, Chad, appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Say Cam raid in the chat. I'll see you guys over there. Get the hell on it. Diggity dog. Got it. Hell yeah.